remember, I laugh about this every night. Like, it'll pop in my brain every now and then. It was HQ2, and I think it was like when it was right around the beginning, and it was when Kevin, Dave, and I were like, we were butting heads.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
All right, he's back. We asked who people want to start this new thing that we're gonna do, where we're having Barstool people on KFC Radio, and there was no other choice.
It's a shocking answer, shocking response.
It was me.
I was very surprised.
It makes there's no other choice to do the first one than this.
Well, I hit up Fights, and I was like, because once football season comes, I think there's a feeling like I'm so busy, and I am very busy. I'm doing a lot of shit, but also, like, I love this show, so it's like, of course, I want to come on. Like, I'll make time, whatever.
It was a landslide. There's a couple other people we're gonna have on. I think we'll get the next couple weeks all set up. But every Monday, this is our first. It's all down.
It was me or Content Kim. Yeah, that was what we were deciding between.
She brings cookies, bro. You didn't bring anything.
Yeah, that's true. I did not bring anything.
Yeah, you know what? Every Monday, whoever does come, don't come empty-handed.
Yes.
Don't be an asshole like Dan. Jesus Christ, man.
Bring gifts.
What the fuck?
I'm excited. 3 times a week, though.
Yeah.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
Long.
It's
well, you know what?
It's what you do.
We were talking about how we originally did 2 days a week because of it was you guys did Monday, Tuesday, Monday,
right.
Whatever. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We did Tuesday, Thursday because there was only 2 podcasts.
That's
right.
crazy. There was a time with only 2 podcasts.
2
in this fucking
podcasts.
company.
It's
now
nuts.
I think if you told me there's 200, I would be like, that sounds a little high, but like not that much.
There's 100.
I think there's 100, right?
And there's also like there was definitely a time when it was like, all right, these are the days, like, don't step on other days. And then I can't remember what moment it was, but I was like, I think it actually, no, maybe not even Son of a Boy Dead. They were asking me what day, and I was like, who cares?
Who fucking cares?
Yeah. But you guys, like, so this week, because we're taping it on Friday, this was Labor Day week, we did Tuesday and Wednesday back-to-back days because we had to talk college football.
Yeah.
And doing back-to-back days, because I was saying it,
sucks.
like, I remember there was a time when PMT started, people were like, we need 5 days a week. When we did back-to-back days, we were just like halfway through the show on Wednesday, we're like, yeah, we have nothing to talk about. We talked about it all yesterday.
I think I could do 5 days a week. I just think it's like diminishing returns at some point.
Right.
Where it's like, unless...
And your energy wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, and like the only thing that you really listen to 5 days a week is like radio.
Right.
And sports radio guys just take calls for fucking 5 hours a day.
Forever.
And just yell about the same topics over and over and over again. That's the only way you can talk for more than an hour every single day and still be interesting.
And I don't know if you guys might be the same, but like on the off days, it's nice to not like be with like, PFT, Hank, Billy, like to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
we don't talk
see
unless
each
there's
other.
microphones in front of us.
Right? We see each other. We're like talking in the office, but we're not like, because if you're in there every single day, you're like, okay,
we're gonna rip this place up and do like a whole new thing. I think.
Really?
We went on
change the feng shui.
Yeah, we went on Ian Finance's podcast. He's a comedian in Brooklyn, and he has a basement set up that's like just a couple like corduroy couches, not corduroy, but like that material.
Right.
And it actually looks a lot like our new logo. So it's like 70s vibe. And we sat on couches and we ripped cigs and just talked, and it was like so much fun.
Someone to say something,
dude. Here we go. Nice. You just been smoking in here?
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
Because I feel like when we started, it was like I still like this for what. I think if you're trying to do like a professional podcast and you have A-list celebrities and all that, this kind of thing is, look at all these fucking things from our past, whatever. Now I'm just like, I just want to chill and hang out, and we were so much funnier just talking like, and I think what the best is, I don't know if you do this a lot. We're like never guests on other shows.
Yeah.
Being a guest on a show is fucking great.
Yeah.
I just like literally sit back and just like take it way over the top.
Yeah.
Like, I
said the N-word 3 times.
It was so much more fun. So I think we're gonna tear up this, like get rid of this.
We just don't have enough space in here.
I know. Well, so that's what I was thinking about. Maybe moving to another room, but I don't know. I do like the room, but I feel like having a place where you can just like chill on a couch, sit on a chair, whatever, makes the vibe totally different.
If our studios, because our studio is the exact same size, if they were just double the width, they'd be like, it would just make everything better.
It's the skinny that's
everything.
Yeah.
But there's still demonstrably bigger than every other studio we've heard.
But that's
Yeah.
not. That's like being the shortest midget. It's
Right,
like,
right.
Okay, the people who have to record in just those gray boxes.
Yeah, I know.
That sucks.
I
bro.
know. I know.
That's
That
gotta be
does
hell
suck.
on earth in there, bro.
That does suck.
Just it's so hot and it's just all gunmetal gray.
Yeah.
The other day, the Anus Boys got bumped out of that coffin for Chris Clemmer, and I was like, "You guys got to kill yourselves."
This is like the first HQ2 a couple blocks away when we had one podcast studio
yeah.
for. You remember the scheduling for that?
I think actually it's an anniversary because. First of all, every single day at Barstool, there's some anniversary.
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
true.
But I think
I love too when people like some and obviously I love all the editors who work like a ton of hours, but they'll be like, yeah, today's my 1 year anniversary, and they'll do like a tweet thread, and I'll be like, okay,
every
cool.
day is somebody's 1 year.
Yeah,
anniversary.
right, cool.
It was this day in Here's this day in Barstool. I think he posted a video of Dave doing a tour. Yeah.
Of
so,
the HQ2?
Is today September 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah, September 9, 2016. No, wait, that's a different thing.
Does
Hang
he
on.
work for us?
2015. So
No,
So
No?
yesterday in 2015,
it's Mario.
it's
I know it's
yeah.
Mario, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Inside
what? They
Barstool?
totally fucked him. They just they saw this and they just
Yeah, they made
an
their own,
identical
which is
account
what-
rather
yeah.
than hiring him and
Yeah.
using this account.
I was gonna
they
say
just
I
fucked it
heard
up.
recently someone was looking for that video.
Yeah,
and he was.
He-
Mario was on
yeah.
it.
So Mario
Not that,
does a
probably.
great job with his Twitter account, and like I love stoolies that have been with us from day one, but they also scare me because they have like more memory than I do
And
of
they
my
have
own
shit,
life.
like bookmarked and
Right.
ready to rock.
He remembers
like, on,
shit.
on deck. Like here's that video. I was like,
Dude,
what?
he remembers
but-
shit. I'm like, I don't even like. We were talking the other day. We were talking about Donnie Brasco, and like halfway through talking about Donnie Brasco, Hank was like, "Yeah, we had Joe Pistone on the podcast." It's like, we did. Yeah.
Wait, first of all, I don't know who Joe Pistone is.
The Donnie Brasco.
The
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy-
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy-
yeah. That's
Oh,
his
I
real
think
name.
it-
Yeah.
But I get that sometimes when we talk to like guests, like on a show I like, and I'm like, dude, this scene, like I don't remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You
Yeah,
don't
because
remember that?
Yeah, right.
as a fan, you remember
Yeah.
that shit.
Dude, it was we were doing it with Ravi Patel when we were in Chicago, and I was talking about like Always Sunny, and he had a very brief cameo in Always Sunny, and it's when Mac is talking about like the labor unions, and he's like, oh, there's no legal recourse. He's like, how do you remember that? I'm like, dude, it's your one line. And
Right.
How do you not remember?
Yeah, right. So yeah, he's like he's a walking memory for me, where I'm like, I fucking don't remember any of this shit.
He posted this video of Dave just doing like a tour of HQ.
Oh.
2, I guess.
And
like, the
remember
first
how
one.
big we thought it
We
was?
thought this shit was baller. I can't. Let me
I
just
still
show-
do, by the way.
No,
I also,
you won't.
I
You will not
I
when you look at this video.
I look at it all through rose-colored lenses where, like, I love the old office. But guess what? I fucking hated the old office when I was there.
Yeah.
Look
It's
at
a grass
this.
is greener thing.
Look at this. He's opening the
didn't
door
care.
to say like, "This is podcast studio B."
B.
And I remember like thinking, I wasn't like, "This is amazing," but I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, no,
finally
it
found a
was,
place.
yeah.
And it looks so goddamn mediocre. Watch this.
Yeah, that place, dude. We
I mean, like,
That place.
Yeah.
that shit sucks.
it sucks. It sucks.
Look at it. Look. I mean, look at that.
It
That looks
is-
like an
It
interrogation
doesn't
room.
have the fucking soundproof
I know.
walls.
No.
The soundproof walls, and then it gets official.
Oh, when you mean just a strip of like asbestos-filled like
Dude,
padding?
You guys don't at least have the fucking pipes in here. We like half the time in the winter when we're doing the podcast, it sounds like the Astros dugout. It's just banging, banging.
You guys also have 7th Ave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a fire engine that goes by. It's like, all right.
That's the trade-off for that is this. I feel like I'm in like a bomb shelter.
Yeah, you
here.
are. You
no,
guys are in
no
a cave.
windows, no nothing.
This is
And
Hitler's
sometimes-
bunker.
Yeah. Like we'll all end up just eating cyanide in here one day.
I think if you asked like most of the people who work here, like when was the last time Fights was in the office, they'd say 2019.
we come
Yeah.
right
Like-
in,
Yeah.
hide in here, bro.
This is what I've told Pete because he's starting to look for the Chicago office. I was like, I just want space. Like if I have to commute, that's fine. I want a fucking basketball court.
Do
Like
you,
I
yeah,
want
do you wish,
space.
Remember when we went to Long Island City?
Yeah.
To look at places. And
Yes.
they were legit like Fantasy Factory
Yes.
sizes. There was one that already had a basketball hoop. Remember that?
Yes.
I was like, why?
Yes.
Who was here before?
Yeah.
But we would have. That was one of the original things that Dave was talking about, like Rob Dyrdek and the Fantasy Factory, and we would have had basketball hoops and trampolines and all that shit. And sometimes I wish we did but not for all that shit. I just wish we had bigger rooms.
I think
if we had all the fucking
that
would be so much.
We needed
Long Island City.
Yeah,
and that's the other thing.
We needed to be here to start. But now we're at a point where
People would
like
come to
some of these
us
shows are big enough, like your guys' show, ours, like some other big podcasts here, like people will come to us. They know like
that
hey,
was the problem,
right?
We said we needed to be near all the other, like when you come to do the Tonight Show and you come to do some an appearance in Times Square and all that shit, you can just like peel off.
And
But I'll
yeah.
say that like we're nobodies, and when we have to go do a show in Brooklyn or DeStefano out in Staten Island,
yeah,
you gotta be fucking
Right.
kidding me.
Yeah, you guys have a place in Manhattan.
No, it's true. But,
But
yeah,
if I showed up and it was like a goddamn fun house, I'd be like, oh, all right, I get it. You know?
And that's what I was like, when we're looking at offices for Chicago, I was like, look, obviously there's probably less guests that go, and there are less guests that go through Chicago than LA or New York. But if you make it big enough and we're big enough, people who go to the city will be like, I have to go
a
there.
Destination.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like
You're gonna be top dog.
It becomes like we're not Jimmy Fallon, but like it's like, oh, we're here, we got to go there.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. You will be like the media stop in Chicago,
Right.
I imagine, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, there's
you'd
sports
maybe do some
radio and
sports- yeah,
stuff,
local
right?
sports
But like
radio, a
that,
couple podcasts, and
right?
that's it.
So I think you will be able to capture almost the same amount of people just because, like, hey, if you're here, you hit us up. Like,
I'm also just fucking done with guests, man. I don't care anymore.
Really?
Come do the show. Don't come do the show. I don't care.
I go back and forth. I do love interviewing people, and I love when an interview hits. But there are definitely times where it's like we'll agree to someone, and then it will pop up in the calendar and be like, "Wait, what? Fuck, I
For
did that."
the interviews that hit, like real, like we're being totally
best.
honest, they're the best.
The
But they're
best.
One in a
10%?
Yeah, no, they're hard to
Maybe
do.
10%?
No, we had like Jules was here. Julian Edelman was here. He watches like probably once a month in the fall. He watches Thursday Night Football with us, and then we start the show with him. That's so much better than an interview because it's not like we're just talking football with a guy who fucking won Super Bowls. So it's like you get like a guy who we're friends with, but also he can speak on expertise.
Well, I also, again, to reference this podcast we did yesterday, like where it was, it's very easy to get caught up in like doing an interview and like hosting an interview and having a guest when it really should just be like you're hanging out with the person.
So
and it's very, you got to find the right guy that you or girl or just guest in general that you can like just hang with and not be like, hello, thank you for coming. Let me ask you the questions. What are you promoting? And blah blah blah. But when it's not that vibe, it's awesome.
Yes.
But it's hard to capture that.
Right. So my big like the math that I've got in my head through the years of doing it is like you got to have one big guest a month. Because the way I look at it is people are here to listen to you guys. People are here to listen to me and PFT. The one big guest brings in some new audience, and then they're like, "Oh, these guys are funny. I'm staying."
I never thought about it like that. I never really gave much.
Because you get guests to me are not the show. It's bringing in new like when we interview like. Obviously Rodgers was a huge guest, but like let's even say Luke Fickell, the Cincinnati head coach. Like if you interview the Cincinnati head coach, I guarantee you there's 1,000 Cincinnati fans that are like, oh,
Stick
our
around
coach is
or
on
whatever.
this podcast.
Yeah.
Let me go
and
check
then
it
hang
out.
out
And then they're like, oh, these
let me
guys are funny.
subscribe. Yeah.
Right. And then you
Yeah.
just do that accumulating over the years. So to me, it's not like you need
But
a home
that's-
run every time. You
I
just need
think-
it once in a while.
I think that it works with sports.
Yeah.
And I do think it works with comedy.
I think it definitely works in comedy.
Where comedians go on
Dude,
shows.
Stav
and
was like one of our biggest guests this summer. Yeah.
it's that other like that middle ground of entertainment where it's like, are there like diehard fans of this specific actor that
So-
follow him? I guess there are. I
Yeah.
guess there are people who are like, I love Mark Wahlberg, so I watch anything he's on, and then those guys were funny. But sometimes I think it's like you just got to do it to keep up with the Joneses.
You got to
almost.
keep up with Jones, and then there's also the element of like you have to take shots because you don't know who you're going to click with.
yeah.
Like Jerry O'Connell has become like a recurring.
He's like
dude,
he's like a must listen for you guys.
I get so excited when we're about to do a Jerry O'Connell interview because he preps for it and he's very funny, and it's like we never would have had this relationship if we didn't say yes to a guy who maybe not like I was just like I love Stand By Me, so let's have him on.
Yeah.
But like that's not someone that would have jumped off the page the first time, and now he's become like a legit friend.
It is so fun when you randomly do it with like I just want to meet this person because I love the show they did when they were 9 years
Yeah,
old.
oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
I'll do I love this thing they were in 30 years ago. Let's do it.
Yeah, like I have one question for you. I'll figure out the other questions, but I have one question for you.
I want a picture, and I need you to clear up one. But that's because when you're like 8 years old or whatever, you're satisfying like your childhood dream.
Right,
You know?
right.
Whenever a cast member of Criminal Minds comes on the guest list, they get highlighted. I'll tell you that.
I would say that
Shamar Moore? Hell yeah.
no, I can't wait for the Shamar Moore interview. I'm gonna be sick that day. Shout out Shamar. I think it's like I think guests are like nights of going out. It's always the nights that you're like, I'm not going out. I don't want to go out. And then you get talked into it, and it's like, wow, that was the best night ever.
That was good. Yeah.
And there are plenty of guests where I've been like, kind of an asshole about it. Like, kind of like, I don't know if you're big enough or whatever. And then I'm like, thank God we said yes, because that was the best interview we've done.
Right. And I mean, shout out to Kelly and Peggy, who like they kind of push us sometimes, and I appreciate that, because if I didn't get pushed, I would just be like, no, we're just gonna have like the people we know on every time.
I'm so easily walked over. I'll say like a hard no to a guest, and Kelly will go, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "You're absolutely right. Yes."
Our problem is we say yes at like different times, and then it won't happen for like 5 months. So
that's
like,
also
we'll
like
say
going out. When you agree to go out for a night on Monday, and then it's Saturday night, you're like, I don't want to go.
We'll say yes to someone in June, and then like in November, be like, well, we got football, and this like we really don't want to interview them, but they always end up, being better than we expect.
We almost no, I shouldn't even say this. It's not that we almost said no, but I remember when we first had Chris DiStefano in.
Yeah,
I was kind of like, I don't really know. I don't know his work, but like he's a comic, and like,
dude, we said no,
and it was like. I mean, opened up a door with the fun. I think the most naturally funny guy in the game right now.
Right. You know who we said no to first for a while? I don't even know why. But it's probably a football season thing. We said no to Bert for like 6 months. Because we were just in football season. Then we finally had him on. We're like, wait, we're idiots.
That's
like,
fucking hilarious.
You don't even have to do a show. You could just fucking say, all right, let's go, Bert.
Hey, Bert. And then you're done.
It's like podcast
what
done.
Are you drinking?
It's a cheat code.
Yeah. No, it's a, you got to play it.
But it is also crazy when you take a step back, because I know like it's fun talking to you guys, because I think we're, a few, like there's only a few of us who can have the full perspective of like the fact that we're saying no to some people. Where like 10 years ago we would have literally like, dude, like Cutler was the biggest thing we've ever done.
I still think that was like
Cutler.
Hell yeah.
Cutler was like
ridiculous sweater, Jay.
Most ridiculous.
And
he gave us like an hour of his time.
And he said no. He was like, I don't want Dave on the show. He's like, I'm a fan of KFC Radio.
I remember being like, well, that's gonna either like blow up my job or this interview, or I don't know how we're gonna get around this.
But it was sick, because it was the first time someone was like, no, I'm a fan of you guys.
Man, it would have just been incredible. Like it got so weird because we got big enough. And you got to cover the sports kind of honestly. And, like, if he just had, like, a Hall of Fame, multiple Super Bowl career, like, would we have just had access? Like, I guess if he got, like, on Brady's level, he couldn't be dicking around with us. But I don't know. Maybe he would have.
I think he would
What
have.
if he had, like, 5 Super Bowls and he would just come on KFC Radio once a month and just be like, what's up, guys?
I think he would have. And he also taught me a great lesson of, like, because I became real friends with him, and like went to his bachelor party, went to his wedding. Like he froze me out for like 5 years, but whatever. That he does that to like everyone. But we're back. We talk now and we're good. But it's funny to think about like a guy like that, and the lesson I learned of like, I remember defending him so hard and not realizing like all you have to do is just be like, yeah, I'm biased.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like people will bash
I'm
our
friends with him.
Yeah, right.
So I'm gonna treat him better than the guy I'm not.
Right. Like people will bash like Bortles or Blake Griffin. I'd be like, guess what? I'm not bashing because I love those guys.
Right.
It's like, what are you gonna do?
It's completely understandable, and also people like who are fans of it appreciate the Homer stuff.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah. But I was always like, early days, you're stuck in that spot where it's like the offensive line sucks.
Right.
Like, you got no receivers.
At some point, you have to, you can't be like. Yeah. Blatantly, this guy is yellow.
But I could have, if I had done it again, I would have.
No, you can if you admit it. Like,
right.
Like if you're trying to be like a sports analyst and you're like, no, I think he's still a franchise quarterback. It's like, come on. But if you just say like,
he's my friend, and I'm gonna just say that he's good. I'm gonna say every interception is someone else's fault.
I as a fan of the Bruins, Jack Edwards is our guy. Jack Edwards is the
Big
most
time homer, yeah.
Dude, Jack Edwards like accuses opposing players of rape.
I love those fucking hometown guys who are just like.
It's over. I've gotten in fistfights about Jack Edwards. When I was in college, we had the NHL package, and my roommate was a fan of the Dallas Stars. And like he'd be like, "This guy is the worst. He sucks." I mean, "You're the worst, and you suck. How about you shut your fucking mouth?" And then we ended up fighting each other.
Yeah, no, dude, that's like Hawk Harrelson, who doesn't call the White Sox anymore. But like, I obviously
put it on the board.
Yeah, I wasn't. I don't like the White Sox, but I always respected. Like, he did not care. Like, he would be rooting. He'd be like, a ball would be hit to the foul pole line. He'd be like, "Stay fair, please, stay fair, stay fair."
I mean, John
like,
Sterling in New York is the fucking king.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is- I mean, him and Susan Waldman are like the worst radio duo ever, but they're the best because of it.
Yeah, your season's falling apart. Frank was right.
This is like, it's one of the more crazy things.
It's
I don't even know how to approach it anymore. I'm like, they're gonna win 104 games, and you guys are telling me they're pathetic. People are using the words like that.
You've the third best record in baseball.
Yeah.
It's
like, but that's what I mean. It's like, it's just this might be the craziest of all time.
The Braves never lose.
They really don't have.
They never lose.
But they're the third best team in baseball, and people are saying that it's unacceptable and pathetic, and that it's all over.
Yeah, that's brutal because they are very, very good. It's just they happen to have a really good team in their division.
But that's okay.
And the
then.
Dodgers are in the NL,
right? And so the Dodgers are like a cut above. I actually think either the Mets or the Braves are better for the postseason than the Dodgers. But like, I'm trying to think of and I guess it's different because of divisions. But like in the NBA, if the 1 seed and the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference are like battling neck and neck, like, nobody even cares. They're both like, okay, those two guys are awesome, like whatever.
And that's how it goes sometimes. That's like the Cubs in 15 when they went. I think the Cardinals won 103 games or something. Pirates won 98. Cubs won 97.
They had the
Cubs bounced the Pirates. Yeah, it's like, this isn't fair.
That was the Arrieta game.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Or what about the Dodgers last year?
Dodgers and
Giants last year
were like, I think the Dodgers had 107 wins. Yeah. I mean, it just happens. Like,
yeah.
And the worst thing is, the Dodgers and Giants did it in, I think, 93 or 92, 91. That's what made the wild card happen.
Right.
Because there was a team, they won like 106 games and didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
Could you imagine rooting for a team that had 106 games and you didn't make the fucking playoffs?
They drive you nuts.
So that's like, they were like, we need to fix this with the wild card. But
okay, so Frank wasn't right yet. I love Frank the Yank too.
I was just gonna say,
dude, when
I'm
you
out
put
on
me
Tank,
onto him,
I'm on Frank the Yank,
dude. And it's a parody, right?
Yeah.
And Frank the Yank and Frank the Tank sometimes talk to each other, and it's so fucking funny.
How about this? When we
It's
went,
like that video of two babies in a diaper just yelling gibberish at each other.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Frank the Yank is a Yankees parody of Frank the Tank.
I want to meet that guy.
And he's so funny, and they'll get in conversations, and they'll just be like agreeing with each other, like, yeah, New Jersey Transit is the worst. Like this, that.
But for one of them to not understand that the other one is a parody is unbelievable.
It's great.
When we went to City the other day, the head of PR, he is like a diehard homer for the Mets, and so we started talking about that and how I've been trying to like fight the good fight for the fans, and he, as we talked about it, said that there's a few guys in the clubhouse who are like aware of Frank the Tank.
Of course.
And I'm like, it makes me want to puke that there is a professional athlete on a very good team. So all of these guys are at least like, pretty good to be honest.
Right.
Like getting, innings on the best team in baseball.
I'm gonna say the pretty is under.
Yeah.
It's
But even
it's
the
an under
25th
description.
man, And
Yeah.
that they even for 1 millisecond think about Frank.
Oh, yeah.
fucking Fleming.
Oh yeah.
Like fuck.
Dude, Edwin
that.
Diaz
The
probably
big
looks.
shadow looming.
Edwin Diaz looks in the mirror every day. He's like, "You're not Ed Luz Diaz. You can do this."
What do you think about? So right now, Jerry Seinfeld and Boomer Esiason.
Did you see Jerry's kith? I'm sure you guys talked about that.
Yes.
We talked about it.
John loves him.
Jerry was getting fits off.
Jerry, he loves it.
Right, but
Yeah, right. That end of conversation.
No,
period.
no.
kind of looks
Right.
like
He's
he
an
might
old man
show up
trying
to
to-
a high school and like Jerry has had some stuff in
It
the
is.
past.
I'm not a Kith fan, so like I'm not typically like a Kith guy. But also, Jerry doesn't need the Kith to show up to a high school. I don't
Yeah,
think.
right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I think Jerry's got a couple 16ers
But he,
back in the
but
day.
he is literally like the Steve Buscemi. Like, what's up, kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. But these are fits.
Yeah, no, he is.
He
He's getting them off.
objectively looks good.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's the opposite. I think it subjectively looks good. I think it's because it's
that
Jerry
one's bad.
Seinfeld.
They're all bad. They're not all hits.
If that's
That
a
one's
regular
bad.
dad,
That one's bad.
if that's
one's bad.
if that's another guy of the
Good.
same age as him, you would be like, you're a try-hard loser.
Yeah,
For
I'd
sure,
agree.
but they're not
But see,
Jerry Seinfeld.
that's not objectively. Then it's like subjectively. It's like there's a part of this
Well, I
that's
don't know the definition of words.
yeah, you can't. Yeah, that one.
if that's not Jerry, you're like you look like a dork. Let me tell you the difference between WhistlePig and everybody else. I got a text from Jason. And he said, I just watched your 1 Minute Man on John Daly, and I loved it. And that's the kind of guy he is. He's a John Daly
He's a
kind of
John
guy.
Daly guy.
He's a John Daly kind of guy. He's a 1 minute kind of guy. He's the kind of guy who would text me to tell me he enjoyed it. He said he's going to be at the upfronts. Can't wait to see me. And he's the type of guy who offers up his fucking beautiful Vermont farm to us to
very
go hang
nice
out.
of him.
Yeah. Also provides us with tons and tons
There you go. Get
of
in
whiskey,
there.
both rye and
We don't
bourbon.
really record on Fridays very often, so might as well have a drink at
I was gonna
noon.
say.
What time is it? 2?
It is 1:05.
Okay.
That's fine.
Close
whatever.
enough, dude.
Also, the maple syrup. I'm going to take a hit of that. And you got to hit the maple syrup.
Here's the deal. Kevin sells the maple syrup a lot, and Kevin's the guy you listen to about kind of maple syrup stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a guy you listen to about whiskey stuff. So we're perfect.
We're telling you.
They're both fucking.
Yeah, give yourself an old-fashioned right now. This is a maple syrup old-fashioned. No, you swallowed it. You got to... There you go. Yeah, yeah.
I swallow shit, dog.
The old-fashioned maple...
Oh, I made my nipples hard. It's good. It's good.
The maple
You want a
syrup
touch?
old-fashioned... Yeah.
Grab a touch.
Kind of do. Wait, where's your nipple? There it is. You got low nipples.
Yo, I got nips, dude. My nips
Actually, that's a
fucking
fun game.
bang out, dude.
Okay, wait. I don't have... You can't see
Oh
me,
no,
right?
I'm an assassin.
Don't pinch him. Just touch him. I don't trust you now. I don't trust you now.
I'm gonna pinch the fuck out of him.
Fuck.
No, I'm not gonna pinch it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. That was cool. You are an assassin. Zeroed right in.
Dude, fucking middle school, bro. I learned how to fucking spot a nip like that, dude. Dude, like that, bro.
Also,
there were
WhistlePig are the kind of guys who would allow this in their ad read. So continue.
Yeah. Middle school was dangerous because it was in the hallways. We had an obsession with hugging the opposite sex. Yeah. So like every girl I'd hug. Like, and I got.
What are you shaking your head?
I
Yeah, for what?
got.
Yeah, no, we did the same thing.
I got jacked up, dude. Every fucking in between classes, I'd be like, "Oof, I'm gonna go hug Bethany right now. This is gonna be sick, dude." She'd have her pink Gap sweatshirt on. I'm recalling a very distinct memory.
I was gonna say, one time you rubbed the nipples of some chick in middle school.
No,
in
because
a
it
pink
wasn't
sweater.
her nipples. I was looking for guy nipples. Because
Silly of me to ever assume.
the girls I would hug, the girls we'd hug, but the guys we'd grab each other's nipples or
naturally.
punch each other in the penis.
That's just called living.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
just called being a guy in middle school.
So you'd be like, in between classes, you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go fucking hug some chicks right now, but also I gotta watch out because my boy's gonna try and punch me in the cock. Like it was,
Head on a swivel.
You'd open yourself up. You'd be like, hey,
And then you're
and then it's like, oh. So
yeah.
it was a fucking. No,
See, that
I
was
heard
when-
Vietnam was tough, but Fall River middle schools were pretty difficult too.
I was gonna say that was when life was easy, but it wasn't easy.
No.
It was like head on a swivel.
No, always.
And then we got introduced to the world of alcohol as we got older, and
Great job.
even that when you get introduced to the world of alcohol, you kind of lose a little bit of that innocence and that fun. Oh, I just want to hug Bethany, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But then something like WhistlePig comes back around, where you take some interest in it, you love drinking it, you love making new cocktails with it, you love learning about it. Like I
Just
love
hanging out with the boys, telling stories about middle school.
Honestly, I love like when we go to the farm at WhistlePig, and like they're showing me the fucking seeds and stuff, the rye, and I'm like, I'm actually interested in this.
Yeah.
Like you take an interest in what you're actually drinking instead of just drinking it to party. So whether you are partying or sipping it, or whether you're a casual fan or part of like the WhistlePig. What should we call the WhistlePig like army, if you will? Like what's a pig? The pig pen?
Pigpen's good.
Or the pig,
By the way, I was gonna start.
Yeah, what
doing
was that about?
I was gonna start doing an oink, and then I just
Just
aborted that and had an actual conversation. I was like, I was slow oinking, and then
What if we said? Yeah. What if we said like like shout out to the pig pen, and then you go
the hog car.
It hurts,
what was
though.
we gonna do?
oh woo, right?
Yeah. So it's the pig pen. I like the pig pen a lot.
Okay.
We're doing the pig pen, and we have hog calls to the pig pen.
Right. You can get yours at shop.whistlepig.com or check out your local liquor store. but have it delivered right to you at shop.whistlepigwhiskey.com.
Hey, speaking of definition of words, can I give you a fun fact?
Yeah.
How fun could it be if we're talking about the definitions of words?
Since like I forget the exact year, so I'm not going to say it. Literally has not meant like people like talk about like how millennials ruin literally because it's not literal, but
yeah,
that's been the definition of literally since like a long time ago.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna look it up.
Because I know
basically
that
figuratively.
I know that they changed like there. I think on like definition, there's like a note that's kind of like.
But that's
in pop
not
culture. We now use it backwards,
Right.
basically.
That
was
didn't
recent.
happen. No, it wasn't recent.
I have a fun fact for you guys too that I
the name
found
of
the
the
other
dictionary?
day. That's what's the name of the dictionary?
Merriam-Webster's.
Webster's.
This is a fun fact. You like this, Kevin? Conspiracy theory: Disney made the Frozen franchise.
I
Yeah.
legit
believe
believe
that.
that.
Yeah.
I think that they were gonna make the movie. I think they called it Frozen.
Frozen, so
'Cause
that
they
when
could
you
have called
Google
like
it,
anything.
yeah,
Frozen
it's not Walt
is,
Disney
it's
Frozen
like,
head.
Kind of makes sense, but not really. You know, like there was a million things you could have named it, and I really believe that.
Yes, I
because
do
that's
too.
just two birds with one stone.
Yeah, they
And it
crushed
works, by the
Every
way.
time you
It-
Google
it's-
Frozen, it's not Walt Disney and his weirdo fucking. Was he?
250
Was Walt Disney
years.
a Nazi?
I think so.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, big
Nazi
time.
adjacent.
Yeah.
I don't know what 250 years ago was, but that year is when they changed it. So
There's-
I follow Merriam-Webster on Twitter.
Okay, so 250 years ago.
I don't know why.
By the way, I struggle with like the like was that guy a Nazi? Because when
Most of them.
Queen Elizabeth died, R.I.P. Which that was
Are you pro queen or anti queen?
no, I don't give a fuck. It was like these are. There's very few times someone dies where you can punch up.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we can get our jokes off.
Yes.
It's like,
I think. Well, so I think that too, and I am getting flooded right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, she's 90. She was 96.
She's 96. We knew it was coming
She's the
eventually.
queen.
She also like, I don't know. She just. Well, yeah, we knew it was going to happen eventually, and like,
I'm gonna defend the Queen a little bit. I think she gets a bad rep for the whole colonization thing.
I don't think she had anything to do with it.
That's what I'm
No.
saying. I don't think that's on her.
Like,
That was
I
my
think-
grandfather.
I think Queen Elizabeth I maybe was a problem.
Yeah.
Also, I do not know about history at all, so maybe she did. Have
Well, that
everything
was
to
my
do with
point. Is I when she died,
Maybe
I
it
think
was her idea.
Kelly might have said something, and she's a big Queen person.
Oh
and
my
I was
God,
like,
Kelly's having a meltdown.
I was like, wasn't her husband a Nazi? And she's like, I don't think so. I was like, yeah, maybe not.
But like, like it's a coin flip
I mean,
for
they
any white
definitively
guy
fought the Nazis.
involved in like Europe in that era.
Yeah.
Coin flip.
Could have been.
I think I'm going to defend him again. I think if they were
fought the
Nazis,
Nazis,
they
right?
would have been like, let's link up. Rather
Yeah.
than let's have a world war.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, but well, put it this way: nobody is a good guy when you're talking about monarchs or the billionaires
No.
or the politicians. They're all
Podcast
bad
hosts.
people.
It's
so-
also
I mean,
just-
her son is Prince Andrew, who is an absolute pedophile. So she's been hiding
Correct.
him with her money and hiding him from the criminally for years. So that's not good.
She might have killed
If there
Princess
was-
Diana.
Yeah, if there was a hit out on Princess Di, she at least knew about it. So those are the bad things.
Oh, yeah.
Also, they
there's a
kind
lot
of
of nefarious-
were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Meghan Markle, like we don't want you here."
So here's the thing.
Dude, did you see the tweet that about how Meghan Markle was called back to Scotland to receive the gift of the last slur uttered by the Queen, and Markle would be the first non-Irish person to receive such an honor.
That's perfect.
I read before I did 1 Minute Man. I googled like Queen scandals because I didn't know if there was a blatant like
Right.
I did invade this fucking like town in Africa and like slaughter them or something. All of the scandals, it was like Princess Andrew and the rumor about Princess Di were like the big things. The rest was like Harry being like
Right.
a Nazi
No,
party
she
in
seemed-
Vegas.
yeah.
It was like other people's scandals that like she was attached to. But I'm saying if you're the head of anything for 70 years and you have hundreds of millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and your only scandals are basically like your kids doing
Your kids
shit,
are
like
shitheads,
you.
did
which
coke
makes
in Vegas.
sense.
Yeah, my kids did coke in Vegas while wearing a swastika outfit. No big deal. No big deal.
No, she actually. You're right. She seemed like a nice person.
She just, I don't know about nice, but she just.
No, she seemed like a nice
She,
person.
I don't know if I've
just,
ever heard her
she
talk.
just, I don't think I have either. She just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
And that's what the Queen's supposed to do. And she did it for fucking 70 years.
Yeah.
And never once was like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm going to do whatever.
I just didn't
Imagine
like all
you're
the
25 and you have to be the
Yeah.
face of an empire.
crazy. I just didn't like the British people telling us like we can't get our
Oh
jokes
yeah,
off.
that's what made
There
me
was,
double down.
yeah, there was
obviously.
one guy who was like, "You like Americans won't understand. Like she's like our cultural grandmother. Like,"
Yeah,
and I was
we
like,
have-
"Dude, we
we have
lost
Kim
John Madden.
Kardashian.
Yeah, we lost John Madden 9 months ago. We know.
We have a lot of those.
We
man.
understand."
I got.
I saw there was a serious tweet being like, "This is our 9/11." It's like this isn't even.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yo, by the way, did you see that 9/11 thing? That fucking like restaurant in Virginia, I think.
no.
Oh, there's always one of those.
Bro, no, this is the best one.
The,
ever.
like
didn't even realize-
like Holiday Inn did like half off muffins.
Yeah,
dude,
that
for
was
9/11.
No, it was for half an hour. Remember
Yeah,
that?
for half an hour,
From like
yeah.
9:30 to 10
This,
o'clock.
that was the fucking
this thing.
yes, dude. It's called 2,977 chowder. Top left.
Oh, it's a challenge.
No, chowder.
Chowder.
That's how many people died.
Oh my god!
Wait, what?
Dude,
That's
it is,
crazy town.
It is unbelievable.
All right, so
The
this is
Remember
obviously
Teeny?
in terrible taste. But if I die in a tragic way and you want to make like a food item off
Oh,
me,
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But these people probably aren't, but I am.
Forget sampler.
Yeah.
The never forget sampler. Does that say Flight
first
93
responder.
Benedict?
Oh
That says
my
Flight
God.
93
Remember
Benedict
Teeny.
crab dip.
The Remember
no,
Teeny.
redirect. Flight 93 redirect.
Oh my god, I can't read anything anymore.
This is crazy.
No, but down in the bottom corner, the sampler says Flight 93. Oh yeah, redirect crab dip.
Holy fuck.
It is. I mean, it's,
First responder shrimp, freedom flounder actually is kind of good. That rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
3 slices of Pentagon pie.
And I kind of like the Remember Teeny. Because like you drink enough of them, you won't.
yeah, right.
How
The
about
Remember
this-
Teeny is the exact opposite of what you mean to do when you drink Teeny.
How about my favorite, just straight up 9/11 oysters?
Yeah.
What is that?
They ran out of
totally
they
wrong
ran
line.
out of puns. They were just like, all right, fuck it, 9/11 oysters.
But this, I mean, obviously is in poor taste, but I mean, people,
Oh yeah, no, people
you
buy
know,
it.
this all looks delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I'd eat the fuck out of all this.
I gotta.
I would have actually not the chowder. I would not eat the chowder. The chowder.
The chowder is a
has
bit much. I draw the line at
2,977.
77.
Also, by the way, I did think we hit 3,000.
So did I.
I thought
Yeah.
2,977 seems low.
We should probably round up and give it the
Yes.
3. You know.
Well, also like everyone who got fucking cancer from.
oh yeah.
Right,
I mean,
right,
the number's
right.
still.
Good point. Yeah, that
the number's still.
that's
shit
Still
load,
rocking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, there it is. 2,977.
That stuff always blows my mind when it's like,
What are you doing?
I'm just laughing. That's actually what the chowder's about.
Yeah, that is.
I'd seen it rumored. Now that I'm seeing on Wikipedia, that's definitively the amount of people who died.
That is
That's fucking
that is
nuts.
a
Fucking
crazy.
insane.
I got to admit, I guess hashtag I did forget. Like 9/11 is just in a couple days.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
it crept up on me.
Yeah.
I'm
I
starting
did
to
not
forget.
I did
Yeah.
not forget.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Mr. Fucking laugh at the fucking casualties. Now, now you're
You're
trying
eating your
Now
chowder.
you're trying to be, some hero.
Mr.
Remembering.
Underwhelmed by the amount who died.
Okay, we gotta change subject. No, but
I'll
these
change
were my.
subjects. I'll change subjects. How annoying is it for you come football season? Because last night, even just watching that game, I was like, oh, fuck, that's right. I have to prepare for 4 months of celebrities telling me to gamble. And-
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart told me about a different company 1,000 times.
Well, dude, I actually love that because that's where we're gonna like win. Because they're just all these other sports
So
books
anno-
are
it's so
spending
phony.
so much money on these guys who don't gamble for advertisement that gets shoved down your throat. And yeah, I know that people listening right now be like, "You guys shove it down." Yeah, of course
you're also
we're talking
doing
about
it and it's
but we're
real.
doing it right.
Kevin-
Dave and I have always done it.
Like kind of, it's the opposite of what you said about guests, where people are like, oh, I like this person, so I'm gonna listen to this show and then I'll follow that show. Nobody's like,
Kevin Hart,
I wasn't gonna gamble, but Kevin Hart told me
Yeah.
today, so I'm gonna place a bet.
JB
Like,
Smoove. Oh man,
I guess there's something to just like numbers. You're gonna reach the most amount of people, but
But it's similar to what it was like whatever it was 6-7 years ago when the fantasy the daily fantasy
started. Yeah,
and people were like, "This is too much."
Right.
Like it's shoved down like every commercial.
That was
so
bananas.
like I actually like those commercials because like again we obviously talk about it a lot. So people be like, "Big Cat, what the fuck are you saying? You always talk about it." We're talking
it's
about it
something you
naturally,
do.
and we're also not commercials every 2 seconds on an NFL broadcast.
Yeah.
Like
no,
it's not
that's
just-
why I asked you. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
something you genuinely. And there are also like the new game. Like last night, I tweeted that I was at the bar for a weird reason, and it was a pretty quiet bar. And I started clapping for I think it was the Rams first down. I bet the Rams every way last night.
Nice.
Lost
Nice.
everywhere.
Nice start to the season.
Yeah.
Shit.
He
I had the over,
He actually
so
sent
yeah.
a clip that when we had Matthew Stafford's wife on, being like, can we like dig up the clip of her saying like XYZ for when Stafford like scores tonight or when the Rams win or whatever, and he proceeded to
It was
not score again
It was
and
a
throw
big
about
stinker.
1,000.
But like me and the guy sitting next to me both started clapping. For, like it was like a first down towards the end of the first half, and I was like, "Oh, you on the Rams too?" And he just gave like he's like, "No, I'm rooting for both teams." And
Well, he might have had the over.
He would no. See, everyone started yelling at me like, "What are you, an idiot?" I was like, "Dude, I was talking to him. I assure you, it wasn't an over situation.
Yeah.
This guy just likes both teams."
How about this? I got to get your opinions on this. So Meek Phil, weirdo baseball savant on
He's just a
We Gotta Believe.
weirdo.
period. The other day he
He's
says
great
to
at his
me-
job, but he is a weirdo.
The other day he says to me, I watch every single Pirates game.
What?
I was like, I don't think that sentence has ever been uttered in the last 3
He's just
decades
big
by anybody.
O'Neal
Even
Cruz
Pirates
guy?
fans. He just goes, I watch them every night.
Why?
What?
He
Well, then
watches
how
the
does he watch
Mets.
the Mets?
He has multiple screens, and the Pirates always get one of them. Which is just
Is he a big O'Neal Cruz
bananas.
guy?
I think. I mean, he's got to be if he's a big.
I assume that's a
Pirates
Pirates
fan.
fan.
Yeah,
I
he's-
could not
no,
name
you
a
gotta
first
check
time
him out.
You know, O'Neal. He's 6'7",
Dude, so,
fucking shortstop. He's gonna be like
Get O'Neal.
the
Get on
future.
O'Neal Cruz now because someone who I trust who knows baseball very well, and this is going to sound like a crazy thing to say, but he said there's a 0.5% chance
He's like the greatest of all
O'Neal
time.
Cruz could be the best player of all time.
I can believe it.
Which is
Being-
crazy to say because you're
Yeah.
like, wait, what about?
I have never heard
Dude,
this.
he's like
name
6'7".
He's
He
6'7".
throws
He throws at 100 miles an hour from
across the
shortstop.
diamond and he hits
right
bombs.
now he's batting like
It's crazy.
He's batting like 200 right now. So like,
but every home run,
but everything he hits is insane. dude.
insane.
Is he a rookie?
He played a little bit last year, so I think this
This
is
is his
technically his
rookie
rookie
season.
season.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
But
I'm
he
gonna give
is-
myself some grace.
What's he
then.
batting? Yeah,
I think
he
it's like
batted
218.
218.
Yeah, I mean,
Not, not a great batting average, guys.
he
Oh, his strike zone. He's 6'7", dude.
dude, he's
He's
unbelievable.
skinny. He's so fast.
When he does do things right, it's crazy. But I do think it's kind of like it's gonna go one way or the other, where it's like he might be one of these guys who bats 200,
Yeah.
and hits home runs, or he could be like who I said, does he not have anybody in his life who said go be a point forward or go be a wide receiver? What is this guy doing playing fucking baseball?
Yeah, although being a
6'7"?
wide, I would rather be baseball or basketball than football, just money wise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's getting close these days. Watch, you'll love this, John. As a guy who loves arms, go back, Pats.
Yeah, so I got on him. It might have actually. Is
Look at
this
this.
the Cubs game? Yes. This is the game. Yeah. I was watching this
It
game,
looks like the ball gets
Wait, why was
fast
that
forward.
so close? Who was running?
dude.
Well, because he purposely like takes his time and then he fucking zaps.
I was watching this game, so the Cubs have been terrible this year, so they've gotten third TV status, so no sound. And I was watching this game, and I saw that throw, and my eyes went. I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what was that?"
It's like when Tyreek Hill's running and you're like, that's faster
Yeah.
than it should be.
Yeah.
The ball goes faster than
It's
it
like a
should.
cartoon. It's
Yeah.
It's nuts. He's
So
nuts.
wait, anyway, Meek, I 100% understand it from a money point of view and a gambling point of view, but he bet on the Braves to win the NL East.
I hate that.
And it's like
I hate
let me tell you the odds right now are nuts. At one point, the Braves were plus 270 to win the division when it was like tied, and they're winning at 115.
I hate that.
They're playing at 115 win clip. They were basically tied for the division, and it's like a 65-35 split for the Mets to win the division and plus 270 for the Braves. So like the play gambling wise is absolutely Atlanta. I get
Right.
that. But I can't do that.
No, because
And I said Meek is the only guy in the world who's such a freak that he still is rooting for the Mets. I said anybody else I would have kicked off the show.
no, you
I
can't.
would be like, you can't be on the show anymore.
People always like, well, dude, why don't you just bet the Packers to win the Super Bowl? It's like
it's
because
dirty.
if it happened, I'd be happy that I won money, and then I'd have the rest of my life that I'd have to deal with that.
Yeah, you bet on the Packers to
right.
win, yeah.
Why not just root against them?
I actually we're probably gonna talk about gambling at some point so we don't get fired. And and my angle is gonna be gamble with your heart. Because I think your brain is dumb. This is my argument
Yeah.
for when
Correct.
I place bets. I'm like I'm not a smart person.
Your
I
brain's
don't-
not gonna give
I
you the
don't
right
know what
answer.
the
It never
fuck I'm
does.
talking about. So
Yeah.
why don't I just gamble with my heart and I just bet on the team I want to win?
Yeah.
Doesn't go
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. That's pretty much why I bet overs because it's like I want my heart wants a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
right,
same
right.
same logic. Where it's like I don't. Last night, Thursday Night Football, I even said in Barstool Sports Advisors, like this isn't going to go over. but I'm going to bet it because it's the first game. I'm excited
what you do.
football's back.
Week
and I
one
want
under,
touchdowns.
kill yourself.
Right.
That
I want.
sucks.
Those are for the people who are like, yeah, we're trying to get like hit 54%
Yes.
and squeak
Yes.
out. Like, no, I want points. I want fun.
Right.
Sorry, I'm going to lose, but it's worth
Yeah.
rooting for the fun.
I think he bet like $100, so it's not like if you bet a lot of money, I don't care what you tell me when it comes down to it. If you have like $5,000 on the line and the Mets win, there's a part of you that's like, fuck.
Yeah.
And so the Mets win the division, and there's like half of you going, God damn it, I
Yeah,
just lost
right.
a lot of money.
Right.
Or vice versa. The Braves win, and you're like,
I won
you're
money,
pumped
but
while
yeah,
the Mets
right.
are like down in the
right.
dumps.
I still
Fuck
have
that.
I had my Subway Series bet. I made that in like maybe June, and it was like
Still
it's like
possible. What's
$5,000 to win like 80.
Just to have that matchup.
Yep. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but I was like, that was a bet with your
I
heart
mean,
because I was
that's
like,
not-
what would be better? Like, I would live in the office that week
not
just to
crazy.
watch you guys just fucking kill each other.
You
will
would fist fight.
lose my mind.
Who? Frank or Hubs or Tommy?
All
like
of them.
Marty? Like all of them.
Bro, I will not. I've said if there's
Probably Frank.
if the Mets have a run, if the Mets have a run, I will do like I'll do the division series and like the first couple games of the NLCS with Frank for streams for the people. If there's like important NLCS games and the World Series, I'm not watching it.
You know what you should
I'm not
do?
letting him ruin that,
No, you
that
know
event for me.
You know what you do is you watch with Frank, but then you just get like huge headphones. And you listen to the radio broadcast.
That might not
and
be
just sit there and like you
comically
can't.
huge.
He tries to talk to you and you just are locked in.
I'm almost like when Ben signs money. Remember that? I'm gonna go in like a case.
Yeah, right.
Where I can't see him and I
Yes.
can't hear him, but we're technically doing the stream together.
Yeah.
He's the worst. I'm not gonna let him. The Mets, if the Mets are good, they don't like string together. Like when they make the playoffs, they've only made the playoffs back-to-back seasons, technically twice, but one of those was a wild card game, so I don't count that. 99 and 2000 was like the only real time they've ever made the playoffs back-to-back seasons. So like this is probably it for me
yeah.
for a few more years.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They
That's
made it.
crazy.
They've never made. They've only made it back to back once.
Dude, that's
But what's also weird is that when they do make it, they like go to the
Go
World
to-
Series
yeah,
or go to
yeah.
the NLCS.
Yeah.
Like they're never like one and done, except for the wild card. Again, I don't count that. Everything else has been like pretty good runs. But yeah, it's pretty pathetic. And I would hope that like that's why they kept these prospects. And Cohen is trying to make it like the Dodgers, where you're good all the time. But there is every chance that we always say we're cicadas. Every 7 years, cicadas come out.
Yeah.
And it was usually every 7 years the Mets
It's-
like come out and we make a lot of noise and then we go away.
It's kind of
the
like
bad Marlins,
yeah.
the evil Marlins.
yes, yeah, the Bizarro Marlins.
That's kind of like the Bears because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you guys have had good teams every now." It's like, no, look at it. It's like every 6, 7, 8 years they'll like have a legit team, and then because they don't build ever the right way, it's just like falls off.
you're gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I don't know if I can't count you because your sports fan life is just not normal. But this,
Although it's getting more normal.
yeah,
It's getting
you're
more normal,
starting
yeah.
to even out. But I think when your brain was forming, your sports world was so good that I don't know if I can ever. Your sports fandom, your impression of sports fandom, I think will just be
Well,
warped
oh
forever,
no,
you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Hank last night we were watching the Bills Rams, and he's like, the Bills like every time Josh Allen ran, he was like, why is he running? This game means nothing. Only thing that matters to them is January.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's week one.
some
You
of
gotta
us
win
still
something.
watch these games and live and die with these games.
The Mets season for me this year has been absolutely very unhealthy for me.
Yes.
And
No, you said I talked to
don't
you a
know
while
why,
ago. Yeah.
if it's just because, like I said, it's very rare that they're good, or they are as good as I think they are. Like they really, even when we were good, I was like, they're not like a World Series contender. Like I think these guys really are. Or if it's just I'm getting older, or if it's just that social media is getting more intense, or I don't know what it is, but it's like. If they win the World Series this year, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not. I really can't. Like it's bad for my health. And if they don't, I'll obviously keep rooting for them. But I'm done doing I'm not doing social media, Twitter. I can't do sports fandom on the internet
It's
anymore.
so much
I
for
go,
baseball.
I go, and it's
I
so
know.
many games.
I know.
And it's like I can't do it.
Yeah.
Did you see it's kind of crazy he did. I think it was Brian Gumbel who was on someone's podcast this past week, and he was just basically destroying sports fandom.
Just being how stupid it is.
It's fanatical. Like the name is fanatic.
Yeah.
But
like
for
you're not
Rumble to
healthy.
do
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, it's like,
crazy.
dude, that's
Right.
in your industry.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, do you think I'm gonna argue about sports? Absolutely fucking not.
Well,
Yeah,
that I
don't.
do think. Do you get sick of that?
What?
Arguing about sports.
So-
'Cause at some point, like, we've had all of the takes to ever have in sports, and then it's just, this team has a bad bullpen. This team has good starting
He
pitching.
might
This
use
team has
the
a good
word
offensive
pathetic.
line.
Yeah.
This guy, he said pathetic.
He was talking about people who listen to sports radio.
Right.
And
See, I
he's
like arguing about sports as long as you go in. Like, I think I've evolved in the fact that, like, I used to be like, I'm gonna be right and prove other people wrong, and then you realize no one's ever going to change their opinion. So if you go into it, like, I love arguing about college football because there's so many fan bases and everyone disagrees, and it's like I hop in, I argue, we all disagree, and then I walk away.
Yeah.
And it's like no one changed their mind. This is cool.
I was yelling at somebody the other day, and he just tweeted back, dude, this is where I come to vent. Like, if you don't like it.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, right.
He was like, if you don't like it, unfollow. I was like, okay, cool.
Right.
I unfollowed. I was like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's the people who I do think are like, if you are, I mean, you're never going to change anybody's mind. But when especially with the Mets this year, when it's something so insanely illogical, like telling me that a 100-win team is bad, I'm like, I have to say something.
See,
I have to say something.
I've had this fight. Like I've been where you are right now.
Yeah.
And I've been there with Tuukka Rask, and I've been there with David
Yep,
Price.
yep.
Where it's just like I'm arguing with a wall, but it's like I'm arguing that like people are telling me that purple is red, and I'm like, no,
It's
like,
not.
Right.
He's got a 2.3 ERA.
Yeah.
He's got fucking 190.
It feels good when you're right, right?
He's fucking good.
Yeah.
And,
But then
it-
if you realize, like, you don't, like, at the end of the day, like, because we give so many takes and specific fan bases, because obviously they're fanatical, will listen to a whole podcast and be like, you said this one thing about my team. Remember you said it
Fuck
2 months
you.
ago.
Yeah.
And, like, realizing I'm wrong all the time. Who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? Like, I said that about your team. I was wrong. If I was right, I'd be fucking winning all my bets, and I wouldn't be here. Like, you would never even hear from me. You know what I mean? I'd be sitting in a mansion.
we're talking,
and
it
just
means
winning bets.
I'm wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that's the best part is like when people are like, well, you got to follow this person to win gambling picks. Like, dude, if any of these people won all the time, they wouldn't be on Twitter.
Right.
They would be fucking in
They'd be-
Vegas,
yeah.
and they would be
We're
making
all
money.
losers here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I the other day though, like I had my kids. I'm with my mom and dad. Everything was great, and I was like tense and like aggravated and irritated, and then because it was like a 1-1 game against like the Nationals or some shit.
Yeah.
And then they like broke it open and scored like 4 runs in the inning, and I like literally felt like my body relaxed, and I started having more fun, and I was like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is like really actually impacting my life, like on a
I've had those
inning
moments.
to inning basis.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I should be having fun with my kids.
But
And-
I've had this year, my son's 3rd birthday and Father's Day was the same day, and I had $2,000 to win 50 for Will Zalatoris in the U.S. Open when he lost by 1 stroke with that putt at the end. Just ruined everyone's day.
it's one thing when it's like
but I was
football
just
and
like,
shit, but when it's
yeah.
golf and-
but I
and
also
it's
was just like, you know,
Yeah.
this is his dad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna hide it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
like,
right.
I'm present, but like, yeah, when Daddy loses
Daddy
the
throws
big
his
bet,
phone sometimes.
yeah, like, you know, he's not going to be. I always just say it's very funny because he's getting to like a very funny age. Will Zalatoris missed the putt, and like I just screamed, and he came over and he was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Daddy needs a break." He's like, "Okay, you take a break." I was like, "Just give me 10 and I'll be back."
Just need a quick breather.
Yeah, right.
That is great.
Yeah.
Daddy needs a break.
Yeah. Oh, he knows too. I'm like, "Daddy needs a quick break."
When he grows up to learn, it's like, oh, so every time Daddy needed a break, he lost like $5,000.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
all
Yeah,
right,
and
I
listen,
got
That's
it
why
now.
I'm at SUNY Oswego.
Yeah, dude, listen, everyone's like, oh, I want my kids to be this, I want my kids to be that. I want my kids to be just good enough at math that they can make me a gambling system. So, like, that's how we can just be like,
Well,
you know?
speaking of data and the system, how much did you enjoy Stephen Che on Surviving Barstool?
Dude.
Just being the cockiest motherfucker ever.
Okay, so Stephen Che, first of all, Content Che has been, like, incredible.
Yeah.
Like, him going full content.
Do you like it or do you hate it?
I'm gonna make a confession right here, right now. When Stephen Che was non-content,
Yeah.
I had him muted on Twitter.
Oh, no, you could say anything because listen,
He's been unmuted since he became content. He came unmuted. I love Che.
Listen, you can say anything about
spin it
Steven.
like this. He'll go, "Oh, you unmuted
Right.
me. This is great."
Dude, that Bruce Arians clip when I had to walk Bruce Arians through who Stephen Che was, and he's finally like, "Oh yeah, I kind of remember him." Steven texted me this next day. He's like, "He remembered me. My heart is full," with a heart emoji. Like he is. You can't beat Stephen
in
Che.
that clip, Bruce Arians was like, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Like, I spit on that guy.
But you can't beat him.
And
His brain is just like so. Watching him in Surviving
He's a
Barstool,
robot.
yeah. But like him being with people who don't know his brain was fascinating because like I know him. I know Steven so well now. I know exactly what he's thinking at all times, and he's 1 in a billion. But I've told him to his face the first 6 months that I knew Steven, because he came up to me. It was HQ2, and he was like, "Hey, you're doing the Yak,
buddy.
I want to be your producer." And I was like, "All right, fine, whatever." And I hated him. I hated his guts because he would just like overplan everything.
Yeah.
And then finally it clicked to me. And I was like, "Oh, this guy's like a 1 in a billion."
Yeah,
guy. And then it's like he's hilarious.
Right.
He drives me nuts. But
you gotta like switch your
I
perspective
love
on
him
it.
to death.
Yeah.
But he is truly there is no one like Stephen Che.
My thing with muting him was it's almost like when people like yell at athletes, being like, "Why don't you get in the gym?" instead of like tweeting. And it's like, well, I don't know. I worked out 9 hours today.
Right.
Now I'm gonna tweet a little
5-minute tweet.
But I would see Che like breaking down game film, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, how about you go sell the fucking podcast?"
now he's supposed to break down game film.
now it's
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if you guys saw, but like, so he obviously has been in the film community, is what he calls it, a respected member of the film community. We were in Denver for Grit Week, and we saw Baldy, and he's like Stephen Che's hero. And I took a picture, and I was like, just met Baldy. First thing he asked me, he's like, "Do you work with that Stephen Che guy?" Made the whole story up.
Yeah, that was very mean.
Yo, I knew it was me. The minute I did it was
I
me.
saw the video of you
I didn't tell him for
Che.
3 days. It was great, but then he just like he just takes L's and he just eats them and just like turns them into dubs.
Bro,
like he doesn't. He's
is-
unflappable.
That's mean.
Yo, oh no, he actually said to me, he's like, "That's really mean." I was like, "Steven, I know how mean it was. I knew, like, I did it to you because I knew it was mean."
Yeah.
Like,
I was being mean.
Yeah, no,
the
it was.
purpose.
There's no way to spin that other than me being really mean.
I saw the clip of you telling him on the Yak, and I was like, "Oh, God." It was like The Simpsons. Like you can see where his heart breaks, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Wait, you made that up?"
It was exactly what I wanted.
Would you do a Surviving Barstool with like all of the originals?
Yeah, so I actually
Because Dave was talking about it,
Yeah.
and he was like, Dan would do it in a heartbeat, and I was like, I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy that at all. I don't want any like if you guys all did it, I would like I couldn't be the pussy who like backs out of it. I don't want to do that.
so that was
Straight up, I've started training for it. I
Yeah,
know
are you?
I know it's going to happen.
Well-
and when I work out, I'm thinking about.
Well,
Surviving.
so-
Really?
Yes,
that
that's
was
true.
I think the Dave Portnoy show was the week after we were in Saratoga, and I actually told him that the thing that if we could ever figure it out, would be OG's Amazing Race. And so it's like you two together, me and PFT,
Nightmare.
Dave and his dad,
No way.
Dave and his dad. Like you could do Hank and Gaz, like all these combos of people, and then like
But like we're going around the country, and
right,
all that. Yeah,
racing
yeah.
around. Like, could you imagine how fucking awesome?
Wait, so
that would
Amazing
be?
Race is they do challenges?
Yeah,
and
they
stuff,
like
or it's
drive.
just
They have to like
traveling.
They get point A to point B, and then they do a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
and then like so it might
I'm
not
good
be
at that. I'm
exactly
good at
like
that.
Survivor.
Yeah, I'd be better at that than Survivor.
Yeah, so like I don't know if
Survivor's
would,
like the game, the mental shit.
right,
like-
and I don't know if it would work.
Not
with,
me.
I'm also not doing the fucking. I'm not going to an island. I'll do like this surviving.
Right.
I'm not living in the wilderness for fucking.
I'd be
6
better
weeks
at
or
that too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
make it really hard because I'm good at that.
Let's
Well,
just make a
that's why
pact
we'd be-
though.
If it's Amazing Race, would be a good combo.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like, you
right,
gotta do the
that's-
physical challenges, and I'll do the mental.
and
shit
seeing the interactions of everyone, but if we do ever do Surviving Barstool,
but we're all just voting
have
Dave
to
off
vote
right
Dave
away.
off right away.
But that's,
Right away.
that's why. I
Like
don't
that's
know
he
if it
doesn't
would work.
realize that.
I don't think he like the same way. But he said that about Tommy. He was like, if me or the regular guys were in it, we would all vote Tommy off right away, just simply out of spite because we know he wants to win and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, yeah, we would do that to you.
No, if we
See,
did,
I think you guys. I am not saying I'd vote Dave off. Right
really,
Because I'm still terrified of Dave. If
Yeah.
Dave came up to me and was like, "Don't vote me off,"
and
I'd be
that's
like,
why we
"Absolutely
might be in
Yeah,
trouble because we'd be rallying
Yeah,
people, and
and
they'd
then
be like,
he would
they'd
flip
be like,
it on
we
everyone.
want to vote for Dave,
Yeah.
but like, and then Dave would be like, yeah, if you vote for me, I'm firing you, and they'd be like, okay, we're not voting for you.
yeah, fuck.
You know.
He wouldn't have to like threat the firing. He'd be like, "Don't vote me off." I'd be like, okay.
I think
Yeah.
I would be like, if you don't vote for Dave
Dude,
here, like I'll never
You
talk to you
guys
again.
didn't
Yeah.
have to work it, dude. He used to come into Milton and not say hi to people.
Yeah, just
Do you
just
understand?
blow right past him.
Do you
I still-
understand what that takes? Like,
One of my
I do.
favorite.
I do
he
feel
would
bad
leave
that
and not say bye. That's crazy.
Dude, remember? I laugh about this every night. Like, it'll pop in my brain every now and then. It was HQ2, and I think it was like when it was right around the beginning, and it was when Kevin, Dave, and I were like, we were butting heads. Like, there was a time where it wasn't like, because I think everything was new, and we were all trying to do our own thing and everything. And I think someone had been like, I think me or Kevin were like, dude, you're like intimidating to people. And he had a baseball bat because he just had it in his office. He came out with the baseball bat and pointed it at Smitty and was like, "Do I intimidate you?" And I was like, "Dude, yes."
got a weapon in your hand. He went into his office. Like we had that argument. He went into his office, stewed on it for a moment,
yes.
and then came out to be like, "I'm gonna find out if this is true or not with a bat." Who's intimidated?
Yeah,
by me?
right.
None of you guys are intimidated, right?
That was crazy.
Firing a gun in the air. Like, that was nuts.
So funny.
But like you would have to vote him off, and then from there, I think it would actually be, it would get dirty.
Yeah, no, it
man.
would.
That's,
It would.
But the problem is, like, and they all went through it. It's like when you are, especially if it was for $100,000, if you fucked me over for $100,000,
Yeah.
like, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I'd
like
be
straight up,
pissed.
straight up.
I'd be very
We are
pissed.
not friends anymore.
I'd be very
It would
pissed.
have to be like if we got to the final. I'd be like, if we're in the final 3, then like so be it. Somebody's got to win. But if one of you guys fuck me over for $100,000, I will never talk to you again.
What's the level that you're okay with it?
Like a level of money where I'd be
Yeah.
like, whatever.
See, this is the weird thing. This is what I run into with gambling
This
as well,
is-
where it's either like I have to bet so much that like it
hurts
really
or-
affects me, or
yeah.
I
don't care.
haven't found my unit, my middle ground.
Yeah.
This
Where I'm
is-
like I care, but I like.
But it's
like,
not gonna cripple
it's
me
usually like, I don't
or-
give a shit,
Dude,
whatever,
this
I
is
can
a
do it.
perfect tie into like the original KFC Radio. When I think back, I think I said I could retire with $10,000. I was like, I could retire
You
with
said you would go
$10,000.
to an island.
Yeah, I was like I think about, because it was actually like the perfect time that we did, you know, when we were starting that show, was because I think about all the things that I was so cocky about, and now 10 years removed with kids and like I'm slowing down. It's like I couldn't do any of that shit.
Dude, $10,000 would go in like a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Oh,
you know?
dude, it would be like, oh,
groceries for
okay,
the
all
month.
right,
Like,
so
see
that's
you
the
later.
nanny, and
Yeah.
yeah, all right, we're done.
For real. How about
you,
this?
you would be able to retire for roughly 12 hours.
We
If there's no football on. If there's football on, less.
we got some voicemails that we'll play in a second. But before we do that, Pavs and his friends had one last night. We gotta work out, I guess, some of the numbers a little bit here, or like how to present it. You can either, there's a deer,
Okay.
and you either got a machete. It started out as, what do you think you'd have a better chance at doing? Killing a deer with a machete up close, where you have to be able to, like, I'm gonna hack
And the
this
deer
deer's head
knows
off.
it's in a fight.
See, this
no.
is bad.
But for
Okay.
whatever reason, it's also like it's not gonna just run away or whatever. You know, we don't have to be like an expert tracker. You either like have to kill a deer up close with a machete, or you can be far away from it and it's not gonna be as gruesome and fucked up. But you have a bow and arrow. But like,
Okay, so this
Easy.
is also bad because like I just gave that speech about how like all the things that I was cocky about, like I would fuck a deer up no problem.
Dude, like this
with
is
my
what I mean.
hands.
It's not
With
even
my
fighting
hands.
me back.
No.
no.
Dude,
I
would-
would. Bro,
hands?
see, you guys are.
I would
so
fucking
sick.
choke it out.
Bro, you're so sick. Like we were talking more about like, do you have the capability to like chop the head off of like an innocent little deer. You guys are talking about how hard it would be and how easy it would be. We were talking about whether we even have the guts to go through with it.
No.
If I had my druthers, like, no, I'd rather not decapitate a deer. But if like we're doing this, yeah, I'll fucking cut that deer's head off.
I
dude.
would just.
This is a challenge, an amazing race. Guess what? That deer's fucking headless now.
You know how hard it is to chop anybody's head off? You gotta keep
No,
going
see, I
through
wouldn't
it.
do that shit. I would just rear naked chokehold him and just
sleep, go to
slowly suck the life out of him.
You say all this. Remember how
Yeah, no,
much
I
did
know.
you love Derek the deer?
I did love Derek the deer.
Imagine you have to
fucking
chop
deer.
Derek the deer's
deer
head
that
off.
got, remember in
He got stuck
Chicago
on the lake.
He got stuck on the lake, and it was like WGN had like breaking news for the entire morning.
The whole world was like, save the deer, and now you gotta chop his fucking head off.
Oh, dude,
So then
Yeah,
I guess
no,
we
I would.
kind of adjusted it to like, what if you got like 50 grand to chop its head off, but like 25 grand, you just have to like shoot it with an arrow and not even look at it.
I would kill the deer no matter what. So
Either way, whatever.
Die.
Fuck these deers.
Deer are like
You're like
if
that
you
Michael
don't
Jordan,
kill,
fuck them kids.
Yeah,
Fuck
well,
these deers.
If you don't kill deer, like there's too many of them.
Yeah, we're just describing Sydney's Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
There's a good portion of the country going, this is what I do for
Yeah,
fun.
right, exactly. Like, that sounds sign me up.
When Daddy needs a break, he goes out
Yeah,
and kills
right,
fucking
right,
Derek the deer.
right.
All right, well, what if I made it dogs, tough guys?
What? Dogs is harder, but like I
What kind of dog?
oh, dude, by the way, speaking of dogs, in an all-time Geraldine story.
How old's Duncan now?
He just turned 9.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
My mom was texting our family group chat about like vacation plans and stuff like that, like things coming up, asking whose dates are available, blah blah blah. And my brother took that opportunity to kind of cutely announce that he got a dog, and he sent a picture of the dog and said, "Can Gus roll with?" And my mom's reply,
She
Adorable, but no. I like that. It's true.
Such a Geraldine move.
I mean, it's a totally different rental house if you have to do the dog.
And that's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
That's a whole different
Yeah.
everything.
just adorable, but no, period.
Yeah.
Next question.
Sweet dog.
That's fucking
I didn't
funny.
ask what any new animals you guys got. I asked what dates you're free. I meant to bring this up earlier when we were talking about Stephen Che stuff. And we haven't talked about this on the show because I don't think we recorded. But I'm interested to hear your take, Dan. I went to the U.S. Open the other night. Nate's gonna be furious I'm bringing this up and not having him present to defend himself. I don't care. So I went to the U.S. Open the other night.
Yep.
All-time matches, unbelievable. It was Garcia versus Sinner, and I went with Hubs and Nate. And the
Tennis sucks.
dude, no, not live. I'm a tennis
Here's the
guy.
thing,
I
I'm
might
gonna
go back to
When I watch those videos of the crowd going like this,
Yeah.
and people seem to like them, that's my nightmare.
I'm
I don't
also
think I
gonna
like that.
I'm gonna stay firm because like I can't watch every sport, so I drew the line at tennis. It's a hard line. Like I'll watch like one set of Wimbledon, but like no.
It is. So when we started, we were behind the players, so we could watch the whole thing, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then come the fifth set, because everyone had gone home. It was 2:00 in the morning at this point.
Moved
They
down.
let people down to the lower bowl, and I was sitting with the head part. Head part's not as fun.
Yeah,
That
Uh,
sucks,
Sitting
right?
behind and
Where
getting
you
to just
watch
watch
the whole
it,
thing. Yeah.
much
Okay.
better. But anyway, so we're going. I got tickets. Got them through Game Time. Shout out Game Time. Code Stool, $20 off. We walk in. The whole time walking in, we had gone separately, so I had to go find them at a different gate because we were doing the finance podcast, and I had to piss like a fucking racehorse. And the whole time, I'm like, dude, I gotta fucking piss. Like I said it twice, 3 times, whatever. And then we get into the stadium, get up to our level, like we're on the concourse that our seats are on.
Right.
And when I finally see a bathroom, I was like, yo, I'm not jumping. I gotta pee.
Was there a line?
Like 4 people. It was
Nothing.
A
Nothing.
brief line. There's let's call it 4 to 7 people sticking out. Not
Yep.
like halftime at a fucking football game. Like,
Yep.
There were
Yep.
a couple people in line, but nothing crazy. And I was like, yo, I gotta piss. I'm jumping to the bathroom. And Nate looks me dead in the eyes and says, wait, walk us to our seats first. and,
What?
and I was like, no.
He lives in
No.
outer space.
and
Nate Land.
Walk meets? Are you the usher?
it was. I had now. To be fair, I had the seats. I had the
And
tickets.
it
They were on
was
my
not
phone.
like transferable. You couldn't like send.
I mean,
Screenshot and send a text.
I was just like, it's. I wouldn't even if the 3 of us go into the game.
I'll just wait.
And-
no, I would have
and-
said if you said I have to piss really bad. I'm like, all right, what do you want to drink?
I was gonna say.
So we did have beers.
a couple things. First, I would either be like, I'm just gonna piss now too because like we're gonna have to eventually at the sporting event, so maybe I'll just go now. Or you go get some food, get a beer, whatever.
Or you just stand there and talk to the other guy.
on your fucking phone, or just like fucking.
Or you
just sit
say,
there.
"Hey, where are our seats? I'll see you there."
Yeah.
I
just
did.
go
I
to your
yelled
own
that.
fucking
I was
seats.
so befuddled that like as I was walking to the bathroom, I was like, "Section 323, row J." Like I'm not fucking.
Unless, I mean, if there was like a you can't get through to this section without showing.
But just
then again, you
I'd be like,
send it.
"I'll be in line. I'll text you your tickets.
Yeah.
Go to your seats."
Yeah, it was.
That's
But
insane.
again, let's throw all that out. Even worst case scenario, wait for like a minute and 20
yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
You know?
It was under 2 minutes. It was so
That's
quick.
insane.
But it was.
That's so Nate too.
That's insane.
Walk me to my seat.
I would have just gone home.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'd be
say,
like, "You don't get to know where the seats
yeah, I
are.
was
I'm
gonna
out
say,
of
how
here."
about I fucking kill you and you don't get to watch
Yeah.
this fucking event?
That's
You
insane.
jerk off.
By the
And
way-
did he think he was right?
He
I also
still
love
thinks he was like, if you talk about it on the podcast, you have to bring me in to defend myself.
Nate had a
And
tweet
I'm
that was
obviously
like,
not doing that.
okay, here's the scenario. Person A, da-da-da-da, and person B, da-da-da, and Feidelberg just quote tweeted it. It was like, I told you I had to piss the whole time. Like, fuck your A-B scenario, you dumbass.
Also, like,
This is like one of those math classes. I still don't
Yeah,
understand.
2 trains leaving.
there are like 10 things.
I'm surprised
That's
it's this
actually
close.
pretty close.
I'm surprised it's this close.
There are 10 things that would happen before I would say, walk us to our seats.
Wait, sorry, real
I
quick.
piss with you. I get a beer. I look at my phone for a minute. I go to my seats. Like everything.
Just stand.
And look who the top reply is and look what he says.
Yeah.
Of
So
course,
that-
fucking Frank.
That probably kills Nate.
Bro,
Nate's probably so mad.
worst.
Yeah, he's like,
Frank-
damn it.
No worries.
Watching a game with Frank. I went to a Devils game with Frank last year, Devils Bruins.
Did you guys
And
just go to YouTube?
just 2 of us? Oh yeah. And it was yeah. He Frank goes to his seats and he does not get up from his seat the whole game.
Dude, he's going to a game with him is very
That's the
funny.
craziest thing you've ever done, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I went to a Nets game with him. There was a few of us. Seeing Frank in the wild when he's like interacting with people that don't know Frank, he fucking crushes, dude. Like he was throwing out jokes and the whole section was laughing. Yeah, it was fucking
Well,
crazy.
he's perfect in that joke.
Yes, yes.
Remember when Dave said he was going to put Frank on a pitch count?
Yeah.
And he couldn't come in the office, and he's here all the time.
Dude.
That's what it's like. Yeah. Remember the doing lines joke with the Dolphins?
Oh, my
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
but if you're just there for a ball game, a couple hours, and he's like gets those puns in that he always has on the top of his head, it's pretty funny.
He was. It was the game that Nick Claxton for the Nets missed like his first 10 free throws, and Frank every time he got to the line would just go clank, and everyone would laugh. It was fucking hilarious, and I was like, dude, Frank, you're crushing right now, dude.
Dude, with Frank, the funniest thing is that like when when I'm walking with him, I think, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. I think it took us 15 minutes to get from here to MSG.
Because you mosey.
And
He moseys.
He moseys, but I don't think it has to do with him being a bigger guy. I think. If
Well,
Frank-
I think a little
He
bit.
just takes
but
it all
I
in.
how he
think, I
rolls,
think
yeah.
if Frank had a 6-pack and it was like a fucking lifeguard, Frank would move with the exact speed he moves.
I like it. He just got his speed.
I remember when I said it's like a whale at the aquarium when we had the serious room with the windows. He just kind of comes out from behind the wall and he just
It's just it's
saunters,
yeah.
saunters,
sashays his way
He walks
around.
by,
It's like
yeah.
majestic almost.
Yeah.
Let's rip some voicemails.
Yeah.
Wait, before we do that, I want to talk about the other thing that the other unique experience I just had.
Yeah.
I already told you, so I'm gonna cut that.
Cons?
So yes.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
So last night,
Jesus Christ.
Con sent me a text. He says, "Hey, we're at Minetta Tavern on McDougal Street." He's like, "I'm at Minetta. I got a Barstool for you." And we had just finished interviewing DeVito. I was flying high. I was like, "Dude, you know what? I'm on my way. I'm coming." I was gonna go home and work out. I was like, "I'm on my way right now." I get there. Cons is with a friend, and the friend is having a client dinner.
Insane.
Which is already ridiculous.
Already
To
insane.
characterize, I have a bar stool for you.
He
and
said
it's a
he was
client
with a
dinner.
buddy. He said he was with a buddy, but did not mention that his buddy was having a client dinner. So I get there and I'm just like, I'm in the middle of a fucking meeting, and everyone's former Army, everyone's businessmen. They're all talking VA loans and shit like that.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, fuck. I gotta shift gears here. Like, this is not,
Not
what I
what I
thought I was
expected,
walking
yeah.
into. But then Cons leaves.
That's crazy.
Left.
That's
and I'm
crazy.
stuck there at a client, because I'm such a pussy, like I was like fucking standing there. But then his buddy's like, "You can leave if you want to," and I was like, "No,
Dude, you know what? You need to have a kid. Like, I'm thinking about this. One, I wouldn't have gone. Two, if I gotten there, I would have been like, I gotta go.
He kind of did that to me once too. Now that I'm remembering, like same sort of thing. He was like, "You just want to go get a drink," and I'm always with the kids or working or whatever, so I'm always, I never go out. And finally, I was like, "You're always nice enough to ask me." Like, yeah, I'll go. And it was like he was meeting up with old army buddies. And I was like, well, this is super awkward.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the odd man out here. Like, they went to like a quiet, intimate, like, get beers with an old friend I haven't seen in a while. And I was like, well, I mean, I can do this, but it's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's not preferable. Sweet. So he left. Then what'd you do?
Then dinner finished. I had a nightcap, if you will. It was like 7:30 at the bar with the guy. And then
Just you and him.
just me and him.
Oh my God.
And then
I mean,
This
right?
is-
Like,
no.
never in a thousand years.
No.
then we went to a different bar and watched the first half
The
of.
nightcap was the different bar.
No. The nightcap was
Holy
at that bar.
shit, dude.
He's like, it was like we had dinner, and he's like, you want to do like a? He re-asked for the drink menu. He's like, you want to do like a whiskey?
You're a national hero.
And I was like, okay.
Dude, you gotta.
And then-
oh man.
And then we were like, you want to go watch the first half of the game?
Oh,
and then we went to a
no.
new bar because Machete Tavern doesn't have TVs. Then we went to a new bar and watched the first half. And I'm telling the story because it's obviously bizarre and weird. But like, I mean, very nice guy. Like,
Sure,
we had
totally
a
fine.
perfectly
I mean,
normal time.
who's a person you would do that for? Who
no
could that
one.
friend be?
No one.
If that friend was like a fucking.
It would have to
who
be.
would
I have like a few friends that I would go to a bar with alone, but the fact that you got to learn how to say no, dude.
Oh, he's the worst. Dan, it's unbelievable. It's getting
I'm
worse.
34.
with age.
My
it's-
learning days are behind.
It's
getting
so
worse. It's like
refreshing.
he'll do
Yeah.
anything. He'll be like, I'm not going. And someone says like, you want to go? He's like, yeah, okay.
Dude, when
It's
you
crazy.
when you get to the point where you can say no, it's the best feeling in the world. I remember
See,
I
I have the most extreme case of I don't have FOMO because that's too like cute. I have a legitimate fear of missing out. I have like a
none of it is missing out on anything.
I feel like your fear is more about you don't want to come across as like rude or mean to the
Both,
people.
but I also don't want to miss like.
What?
I don't know. I like
Miss
telling stories.
what?
I don't know. Something might happen.
Dude, I'm so bad now.
Anything.
I have no idea.
be
But
anything.
maybe.
I'm so bad now. I say no in like places. I've lost like my social graces. I remember I was at a meeting once. It was back when I used to have an agent at CA, and I was done with it. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And they were like trying to woo me to be like, hey, this is fun. I went and met like the big guy, and he was like, hey, like we got great seats to the Yankees, like front row anytime you want. And I just go, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to the Bronx. I was just
Yankees-
like,
There are
say
certain
that-
things that are just off the
I walked out and I was
you
like,
might have
that was rude.
You
but
might have well have told me like I
Yeah.
got tickets to a game in Fallujah.
Right,
It's like,
right.
No,
I was like, that was rude, but
Yeah.
I also did the correct thing because he's never going to ask me,
right.
and I don't want to be
I'd
asked.
rather just be like, I mean, I know if you're the guy who just says no, eventually you're the guy who nobody invites anymore,
Right.
and you run that risk. But it's also like that's probably the smarter
No,
thing.
that's
Stop
also
inviting me,
fine.
I'll have to stop
Yeah,
saying no,
I'm
and
fine
That's
with
what
that.
I'm
fine with
I'm
that.
afraid of stop being asked.
Oh,
Like,
I'm fine with
but
not
when,
being
when
asked.
you when you accept that, and it actually is kind of cool because like now I don't have to say no anymore because no one's asking me anymore.
yeah, but you're both fine with not being asked because
Yeah.
you have like kids and shit.
Well,
like,
Right.
I'm not asked. I just go home and read.
Yeah.
No, see, yeah, I like not being asked. Like it's almost like Large is a perfect example. Large used to ask me to like go out and get a drink, and I just was like no, and they stopped asking. But like I still hang like when Large and I go like on trips, like in Vegas, we were like hanging out. Like that's when we can hang out.
Yeah, yeah,
Also-
I have time, we can hang out. Like I enjoy your company, but yeah, like on a Tuesday night, I'm not gonna go out to a 4-hour dinner.
And then
like
when
I'm
you
not.
do show up every now and then for whatever reason, it's like, oh, wow,
Right.
it's a fucking special occasion.
Right,
you
and,
know?
and like it was the last time we were in Vegas, so we're going to Vegas again for the Canelo fight. I'm sure I'll hang out with Large again. I had a great time hanging out with Large,
don't
but I
wanna do
also in
it
the back of my head I was like, yeah, next time we're here we'll do it again.
Right, yeah.
But not before.
See you in a year.
Yeah, right.
Imagine I had a kid just for so I needed this.
Dude, it's
Bro.
the best. You
Like,
could just be like, I say no to everything, and you don't even, half the time it's not even because I have a kid. I'm just saying no, and people assume it's because of the kids, and I'm like, good. You assume that, I'm good.
I know a couple who had kids because they were like, the hangovers are getting to be too much.
Yeah.
And like we're going out too much.
It
was me.
I'm retired. I
had
had
a
was
kid
me
because
and
they were
Caitlin
too
that did it. It was me. She was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I need a reason to stop.
You want to leave it in tonight? I need an excuse.
I'm retired. I'm retired from bachelor parties too.
Yeah,
No, I saw you say that, but I feel like you can
dial it back.
I
Dial it
was
back.
gonna say, you
well,
Like when
actually-
you put down like 18 in
Yeah,
the
I know,
beer
that was- yeah,
Olympics or whatever,
yeah.
I was like, dude, if I did that right now, I would be good for like 6, and I'd probably puke.
Yeah, the bachelor party went on. I did the first night. I thought I was giving everyone a microdose of mushrooms, and everyone just tripped. We just all tripped. And I was like, well, this is an interesting way to start. So yeah, I can. Yeah, you're right. I do. That's the thing is like when I go out, it's like I'm going 100.
Yeah.
If I ever am going out and you're like, hey, let's go out and go 70. I'm like, no, thank you. I'll stay home.
One or the other. Yeah. I get that, but my 100 these days is like soft.
Yeah.
What do we got? Oh, by the way, the first like 50 voicemails are just, Big Cat, how much money do you make? Everybody needs a little bit of help, right? You get by with a little help from your friends. I get by with a little help from Dave. And I ain't talking about Portnoy. I'm talking about the financial app that can help you out when you're in a pinch or anytime you just need some extra cash, which honestly is just like all the time. Like even if I'm not in a pinch, I might sign up and do this because I just want the money.
Yeah.
I feel like that's tempting the gods though. So what they have is something called extra cash, and you download the app and you sign up for extra cash, and they can send you up to $500. And most people use that when it's like, oh, I got in a car accident and I need to pay for the repairs, or oh, this medical bill came up, or just something came out of nowhere. I hadn't budgeted it. Now I need $500. Dave.com has me covered. I feel like if I just went there and be like, I just want the $500, then something bad would happen to me.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like,
That would
right?
happen.
It's like tempting,
sure.
tempting fate too much. So only use it when you really are in a pinch. But when you are, they've got your back. Dave is the app that can help you out no matter what the financial situation might be with that extra cash. So download the Dave app. That's DAVE. Sign up for extra cash account and get that money transferred to you instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/nipple. It's not that. It's not nipple. But what is it? I can't read.
Legal.
Fuck, legal. My eyes are going, man. Dave.com/nipple. Dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve. Member FDIC. Future you will thank you.
Question here. Taking a shit in the bathroom. Do you shit in your master bathroom or do you shit in the spare bathroom?
Oh, excuse
Got the
me,
toothbrushes
fucking
in the
Scrooge
master
McDuck over
bathroom.
here.
It's
Multiple
just,
bathrooms.
this guy just hacked a way to find out how much money I make. Because I do take a shit in my fourth bathroom.
I guess I wouldn't.
I do shit in my master bathroom. I have one in the living room. I have one in my bedroom. I go to my bedroom.
I mean, I only have one bathroom right now. If I were to have two, I would probably definitely have a shit bathroom. But I don't think it would be like, I'm going to make it my master, or this is my, it's just like, you prefer one. You just do one.
Yeah,
the other,
yeah.
you know what I
I got a good relationship with the one in my bedroom.
Out
Yeah.
of comfort,
Yeah.
or wherever it's located, or whatever, But
So what I do is I've been a night shitter for a while now. I don't know, I'm just off schedule, but everyone in my house usually goes to sleep, by like 10 o'clock everyone's asleep, and I'm watching games, and I shit and I keep the door wide open. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
And I just
dude.
I have the
Open door
games.
shitter?
Yeah,
thing.
because everyone's asleep. It's like, all right,
everyone's
it's
asleep,
my.
okay, yeah. I was
yeah.
gonna say, don't be one of those weirdo couples.
No,
who,
no, no,
like,
no, no,
I
no,
hate
no,
that
no,
shit,
no.
Where it's like the
Everyone's-
girl's brushing her teeth
No,
while the
no.
guy's like,
No, listen, everyone's asleep and
doing?
everyone's been asleep. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, and no one's around. Okay,
Yeah.
keep the games on.
yeah,
Take
yeah,
a shit.
yeah.
Open door. It's nice.
Yeah,
It's nice.
I mean, it's like almost the equivalent of like peeing outside. With
Yeah.
this freedom of like,
Yeah. The only thing that ever sometimes Stella will like wake up and just like walk over and just be like, "What's up?"
You want to hang out?
Yeah, I'll pet my dog while I'm taking a shit. I don't care.
What do we got next?
All right, so Queen is dead. R.I.P. Liz. Charles King. First night, you almost have to fuck the first night you become king, but it's also just the day that your mom died.
I was
so-
thinking about this. He has to give a speech. They said like King Charles gears up
Yeah,
for
he
his
does.
speech, and it's like your mom just croaked. But I also
That's a good question.
I went through this already in my head.
I'd probably behead a deer.
I think she's so old, and they saw it coming, And this royal shit is so like I don't think his mom just died. I think the queen died to him. I think they're so weird like that.
Yes.
You know, people were like, have some respect. She's a mom and a grandmom, and I was like, no, she's not. She's like a politician figurehead to all you, even the fucking son. By this point, I don't think he's like, oh, that's my mom. It's just like that's the queen. As a matter of fact, he's probably like, I can't wait for this old bitch to be dead because I want to be king before my last days are over. You know.
You think so?
I kind of think. I think he wants some good years as king.
He waited forever.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Charles.
Like realistically, the queen could have died when she's like 74, and it wouldn't have been weird.
It would have been 22 years ago.
And he would have had 2 decades of being king. And instead, he's like, now I'm old and shit. You know? He's gonna look like that guy Philip did, where he looked like a dirty diaper still alive.
Man.
Isn't that? Wait, that's Philip. The picture in the car.
Philip was her.
He was death warmed over.
Yeah. That was death in a microwave. It was disgusting. But I think he's definitely more like, I'll fuck in this bed and I'm the king.
There's no way he's having sex. If he's who I think he is, he's not having sex.
Oh no, dude,
the one
he's
you're
a
thinking of
freak.
is dead. Charles is the guy who was married to Diana, and like he's just like a regular
Prince Andrew.
No.
Prince Andrew's a pedophile.
He would definitely be fucking with a child.
Yeah,
Prince Philip is the guy who was like dead.
Prince Philip
walking.
Dude.
Prince Charles is just a regular like British man.
Bro, no, Philip is the dude in the car.
I know.
Yeah.
We're not talking about him. We're talking about Charles.
We're talking about Charles.
That's what I'm saying.
Just became
Prince
king.
Charles is like
He's
just a regular
fucking with
cat.
the crown on.
He's exactly. He's putting the
getting head with
scepter
the crown
inside
on,
her.
yeah.
He's partying.
Dude, there was
Charles.
He's not young either, but he's ready to fucking.
We did a live reading of I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tampon Gate. But there was like somehow the British press got a phone call that Charles had with his now wife Camilla Parker Bowles, and he was like talking dirty to her. He was like, "I want to crawl up inside your vagina." Yeah, and they called it Tampon Gate. He's a freak.
Yeah,
he's a freak.
I mean, they all are.
Yeah, they
Prince
all
Andrew
are.
just got caught.
Dude, if you're gonna live in a vagina's probably pretty cozy.
That's too hot for me.
I don't
It
know.
is warm.
The humidity gets you.
But like I don't know, it's kind of like a padded walls, like kind of.
That's not really like good like talk, like sex talk on the phone.
It's not. Oh, it's not. It's not
I want
hot.
to
But I'm saying
crawl
if I
up
had to
inside your
live in that
vagina.
pussy.
like, I'd rather live in a vagina than a butt.
Yeah, no, well,
but
duh.
I'd rather live in like a.
A vagina strikes me as like, you know what?
Well, everyone lived there. Well, kind of. Yeah. Came out of there.
I passed through.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time one town over. I just passed through the vagina.
It strikes me as like an opium den. Where like everything's comfortable.
Yeah.
You can lay
you're just
everywhere.
like,
Like everywhere is like a little soft and toasty. This is quite nice.
Here's a question for the queen, for you guys. Which body count do you think is higher? The number of guys she's had sex with, or the number of people that she's like killed, or like no one has been killed? Yeah, I feel like she's had sex with like one dude, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Unless though, I don't know, these royals are freaks, man.
Yeah.
We're so used to looking at her as an old lady. She had a long time where
She was kind of hot.
queen,
Yeah.
and she was a pretty girl.
Yeah.
It also
She had to
means,
be
like,
catching some
like
dick.
what bodies do you count like that she like how direct does the kill have to be
Like
for her to
like
get credit for it?
hypothetically, like they have like the driver of a car ram into a tunnel with her
she catches
former
that one.
daughter-in-law.
That's that.
No doubt,
Yeah,
but is killing
like colonization? Yeah,
does
that
it work?
count?
Does it
Yeah,
work
yeah,
like money?
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
inherit the fucking bodies too?
Yeah.
So
Did
like
you know about it in the 80s? Like, there was a guy in Argentina who popped a bottle of champagne and said, like, this bitch is dead. Like, ding dong, the bitch is dead, and popped a bottle.
in Argentina?
Yeah. Because apparently in 1982, like, England and Argentina, like, had a war.
Yeah,
called,
it was
like,
at the Falkland Islands. Yeah,
And
yeah.
they, like, just had a war. So
Yeah.
people in Argentina are like, fuck England.
Yeah.
And it's not from, like, some old school shit. It's from, like, I guess 80s is a long time ago now, but it's like... So there are people.
I know
who,
about.
like, so,
I've heard the phrase Falklands before.
Yeah.
So during
I
that
can say
war,
that.
she was probably like, kill this guy, kill that guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. She's like, fuck that guy with the bottle. Dead.
Next up.
What's up, KFC Radio crew? Big Cat, welcome back, man. Long time listener here, 8 years or so. My question for you, Big Cat, is after you left in the following years, can you think of an episode or an interview or a story or a hypothetical that you heard about and you were just like, fuck, I wish I was there in that studio to talk about it and cut it up with the boys, because there's something to hearing things live and to feed off everybody else's interaction and reaction and everything.
That's an impossible question.
Well, there's a
I
couple.
don't-
I mean, when you guys interviewed Dennis Reynolds, that was obviously sick, and I was just like, that would have been cool to be there. But there's definitely times where I'll see. There's nothing specific, but there's times when I'll see clips and I'll be like, "Oh, that's a fucking fun conversation." Like I wish, because like especially because you guys don't get deep into sports, and there's some times where it's like, "Oh, that's kind of fun."
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely been moments where I'm like, "Man, I wish I was there for that."
What was the one the two we had this week were good. We actually want a clip of it. Oh, it's if everything. Fuck, what was it? It was everything you think of happens.
Comes to life.
So like whatever you're thinking is, and we just started listing off like what was happening in our heads at the time.
Well, John particularly. John has like just like weird.
Colleen is eating her camera.
Yeah, like he did it with Nick. Said that Nick's eating his phone. Apparently, John will just imagine you eating things.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So what was it?
But then I started thinking that way, where I was like,
No, you can't do that.
It's like you can put things, you can incept people, but the other thing was really bad. But
was the other thing you can't fast forward porn, or was that just something else?
No, it was like you have to fight a silverback once a week, every week. It doesn't kill you, but it obviously like beats the fuck out of you.
Right.
Or everything you think of comes to life. And it's almost like you just have to fight the gorilla because you can't function otherwise.
No, you can't function.
But every week you catch like life-threatening.
Everyone in my life would be dead.
But I would be dead too.
Oh, that's what I said.
Right.
I'll jump in front of a bus today.
Right.
Yeah.
No, every time I'm standing in front of a train, I'm like, what if I just like jumped in?
Yeah. So it would be over pretty quickly.
Go over a bridge. Like I always, when I drive over the Brooklyn Bridge, I'm like, what if I just fucking drove my car?
Oh, I have that thought all the time. Just a little.
That's all it takes, dude.
Yeah. No.
And me and everyone else is gone.
So I guess pick that because then you'd save everyone's life. Just I would die like if it was truly you just naturally has to pop in your head. I would die like day 3.
I would die I would die faster than you would spend your $10,000.
Yeah.
I would die fucking immediately.
You'd have to. I'd have a good. I'd go somewhere with people that I want to have sex with and think about that real quick. Make that come to life, and then I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
You'd have to train yourself to just be like, think about nothing, think about nothing, think about nothing.
Every
But then
time
you start thinking about
nothing,
everything.
like, happens in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Every time I walk into my living room, I have like these big windows. Every single time I get out of my bedroom, turn the corner,
see what jumping.
I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to just sprint and dive out that.
Yeah.
And then you do it.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would not. If I woke up at 9 a.m., I'd be dead by 9:15.
Yeah.
The other one, I can't remember the other half of it, but it was that you can't ever fast forward through porn.
Yeah. What was the other half?
I think it was subtitles. Never get subtitles again, or you can't fast forward through porn because we are heavy team subtitles.
Oh yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Big time.
And at this point, I do kind of like need it or very very much want it. And I
watch it with everything.
Sometimes I like the beginning of porn where they're talking, so I'm good with that.
Yeah. I fast forward through porn a lot.
That's what
But there's ways around it. You can pick the videos that are like, watch
compilations.
It. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said I go back to compilations.
Yeah,
like
you're
when I
right.
was in
Yeah,
seventh grade.
you're right. Just do compilations.
Compilations were the fucking move.
Yeah.
When you first found out about them,
Yeah, you're like,
now
wait,
I'm like,
what?
I need more.
Like it's all the good stuff.
Yeah. Over and over and over.
You didn't know you need the bad stuff to like the good
Exactly. You need a little bit of. Without darkness, there is no light. You know. All right, let's talk to this guy whose head looks like it's been stretched like Stretch Armstrong.
Fights, KFC, Big Cat.
Did not see
what's
that
up,
voice
guys?
coming.
I've got a quick question for you. So in my dorm room, we have a guy that when he takes a shower, he brings his speaker in with him and turns it up all the way so the entire bathroom just hears what he's listening to. And I was in there earlier and listening to it, and it got me thinking, what's the best song to take a shower to?
Ooh.
Thanks, boys.
Great question.
Wow.
So he's talking. These kids in college, I guess, right? Like a communal bathroom.
Which I thought he was going to be against it. I think that's a great
cool.
move.
I'd like plan my showers with that guy.
100%. I'd be like, yo, Eric, when do you shower today? Because I'm going to shower with you.
I think, and this might be, I might be getting influenced by Remember the Titans because I think they like sung it in the locker room. But don't they have like the Motown on?
Oh yeah.
I think that would be cool.
That'd be pretty
Sugar
good.
pie, honey bun.
Yeah, something like that. Because those are good sing-along ones. Like everybody knows Ain't No Mountain High or Sugar Pie Honey Bunch or one of those where it's like a doo-woppy, snap your fingers, everyone knows the word. You feel good, you're getting, ready for the day, gets you motivated.
I almost exclusively shower to Fall Out Boy.
Really?
Yeah.
I never was a music in the shower guy.
It's just like
I'm
basically
Really?
just like I shit before I shower, so I have my phone with me, and then I just like put my phone on before I get in the shower.
Yeah.
I don't have like a speaker system in the bathroom. Like
I wish I was, but I just
But again,
when I get money, I want to do like when I get my dream house is a very regular house. I want my bathroom like tricked
fully,
out, where it's like I can be in the shower for like an hour and I have a TV and music, and this and that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at the point now where if I take a long shower, I'll pop on a podcast.
Yeah.
Just hang out in the
I would
shower.
get mad if Eric was playing podcasts. And like, that's fucking nonsense. Turn
Well,
that
yeah,
off.
That
you
would
can't
be
play that
funny though. That'd
communally.
be a fucking power move.
Like,
Just halfway
just
through.
listen to the new Rogan.
Yeah, 5-hour Joe Rogan episode.
Can you keep on take this to your grave? Like, I want to have like I get in the shower and I have like my hands like this,
Because you want to do your
all the water stuff, all the water dripping down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can take your feelings away, smiling away.
I'm a quick shower, so
I am if I'm just starting the day, I'm real quick. But if it's like a night shower or I want to chill, I'll hang in there for like 40 minutes. I'm like texting. I'm just like hanging out.
yeah.
I am the cause of like droughts.
Like everyone down in Jackson's like, we need water, and John's just like, whatever, bro.
Hour
California's
3.
on fire because of me. It is great. Like, dude, like I said shit before I shower. Like, I put the shower on then.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
I gotta make sure it's nice and warm. When I
Yeah.
Like, it is. It is not good what I do.
All right, last dude. This guy, he often like recaps our shows and does like statistics and stuff like that, right? I don't know if that's what this call is,
Wait.
but
I can't think of the name. What's the Queen song? You had a
God
tweet
Save
once
the
about
Queen?
like, what's the happiest song.
Can't Stop Me Now.
Can't
Yeah.
Stop Me Now.
Yeah.
That's a great shower song.
Can't stop me now.
Because I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. I don't-
Great song
I'm a
about addiction.
superstar. That's a great song to put on like at a house party if everyone knows it. It
Yeah.
just fucking. Oof.
You that was one of your most accurate tweets of all time.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, I still remember that.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
it's
right. That
just
is.
run through a brick wall.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Submitted a couple of voicemails in the past, watching Thursday Night Football right now. Been looking forward to this day for like 5 months as somebody who is heavily emotionally invested into their main fantasy football league. In said league, I have Allen Robinson, and he's got one motherfucking target through essentially 3 quarters. And I want to die. No exaggeration. Wish I was kidding. I'd like death now, please. I'm just going to skip to the question because there's 100 ways that I could motherfuck Sean McVay in the pussy-ass way that Matt Stafford's throwing the pigskin right now. But basically, I just like to ask, what is something that you are way too emotionally invested in, aware of it, and still can't do anything about it? I'm going to bleed out later tonight.
I already talked about mine. It is absolutely nuts. Like, I can't stop it. I don't want to do it.
I am too emotionally invested in not being emotionally invested.
Yeah.
And like, I can't.
You wish you cared more.
I can't get into anything.
can't care.
It's devastating
Yeah.
to me. Like I want interest so bad.
You like Taylor? That's like
I
your main
like
thing.
Taylor. Like I'm actually. Me, Nate, and Keegs are going to a fake Taylor Swift concert Saturday
Oh
night.
my god!
What does that mean?
You don't
Candlelight?
use the
The
bathroom.
candlelight?
I honestly don't even know. I agreed to it, and like a month ago, and I forgot. Like my
Like a
text-
carry.
It's very
like a cover
romantic.
band?
You'll have fun with them.
Yeah.
It's no, I don't think it's romantic. It's called like Sad Girl Sing Party.
Oh, that will be fun.
That is right up your alley. Oddly enough. Sad girls sing party.
I'll tell you exactly what it's called. It's called Cry About It. Oh, God damn, dude. It's called Cry About It, Taylor Swift and Other Sad Girl Dance Party.
Wow. Wow. I'm trying to think what I for sports, I get emotionally invested when I think one of my teams can actually do something, but that doesn't happen often. So it's like I will get emotionally invested if I'm like this, like 2018, the Bears, the double doink.
Yeah.
That one was soul crushing. I was like, I think this team could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The thing I do now is the game of the years. When I do a game of the year, I have one on Saturday night, so you'll know by Monday whether I won or not. I put my nuts on the table and I bet responsibly a significant amount of money. And those, like, I get very invested.
But it's also it's the money, but it's also like
it's the pride, right?
More
It's
of
also
a
like
calling.
being like I won my game of the year.
I know that this is
The best feeling when you're like game of the year,
Told you so.
won it.
Yeah.
And I put this one in memorial to the Queen, so it's a big
wow.
one. It's a big one.
All right,
It's a huge one. She was a huge.
Queen 11.
What is it?
It's BYU Baylor over 53.5. She was a huge college football fan.
Of course.
So
Everybody
this
knows
is
she
for
loves
her.
that.
This is for her.
Shout out to the Queen. All right, we'll wrap it up here. Anything else?
I mean, this was great. Anytime you guys want me back, I'll come back. Like I said, I am busy, but when I was talking to Fights, he's like, I didn't want to ask because you're so busy. It's like, dude, I am, but this is something I'll always figure out for.
We appreciate it,
if
bro.
If Content Kim wants me to eat cookies, I might be busy. For this, I'll always do it. So I love that you guys are going 3 times a week. And yeah, anytime you want me back, I'm here.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday for the regular, and then Thursday. And next week we'll have. I'm thinking maybe Rudy.
I was gonna say, just do Content Kim.